My name is China. I'm the Mandems Voice, and welcome to another episode of the Mandems Voice. Come on. If this is the first time that you're watching, I ask you and I say thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, you comment, and you subscribe to the channel. Turn notification bell so you never miss an upload. And if you're really in your bag, then please donate by hitting the super chat. With that being said, I want to get straight into it, guys. Yeah, man, I'm continuing on this men's mental health. Why am I doing it? I'm doing it because first of all, it's needed. It's important. Men have asked for it. Women have signposted men towards me, and I think it's really needed. And as my platform grows, and as I continue to do things, and even as I get older, I start thinking to myself, what am I supposed to be doing, and what should I be doing with my platform? And I do believe this is the one of the things I should be doing. And before I even introduce my guests, I want to just talk about read up a few stats on men's mental health, and that'll kind of take us into what we're going to be speaking about. So, in the UK, men experience a disproportional high burden of mental health issues, including a higher suicide rate, lower rates of seeking help, and increased rates of substance abuse compared to that of the women. Here is a more detailed look at the statistics. Suicide. High rates. 3 out of 4 suicides in the UK are committed by men. And suicide is the biggest cause of death for men under 50. Did you know that?
No.
That's high, man.
It's very high. Men aged 40 to 49 have the highest suicide rates in the UK. God damn, better keep it together. 2021 statistics in 2021, the male suicide rate was 15.8 per 100,000 compared to female suicide rates 5 per 100,000 in England.
Wow.
Okay. Mental health disorders. Around 12.5% of men in England are suffering from one of the common mental health disorders. Substance abuse. Men are nearly 3 more times more likely than women to become alcohol dependent. Men are less likely to access psychological therapies than women, with only 36% of referrals to NHS taking therapies for being men.
Wow.
Men also experience a lot of barriers when they're seeking help, and a lot of social stigmas that follow. Men are less likely to seek help for their mental health due to social expectations and stigma surrounding mental health. Hesitancy to speak. Many of the men don't feel comfortable talking about their mental health, even with medical professionals, due to the concerns about appearing weak or being a burden. Embarrassment. About 29% of men say they are way too embarrassed to speak about their mental health. The negative stigma attached with it. About 20% of men say there is a negative stigma on this issue. Now, with those few stats that I've read out, what do you think? And introduce yourself, but just what do you think?
Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to you, China. What you saying, man?
What's going on?
Good. Yeah, my name's Levi, but that was deep, man. That was deep what you said. I think with the mental health thing, like you said, it's the highest. Male suicides is the highest compared to women.
Yeah.
I feel like, and shout out to Conan, because Conan did a documentary on Channel 4, I think like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And that was a wicked documentary because he expressed his thoughts as a black man coming up and, you know, some of the things he went through. But I feel like men find it hard to discuss their problems and to discuss, you know, like deep feelings. Because personally, for me, I'll be honest, some of my closest friends, I don't even speak to on a deeper level like that. I will just internalize it and deal with it myself. Even I had a therapist, right? And the crazy thing is...
Was she a woman?
She was a woman.
But you can't go to women...
You can't.
Yeah.
Oh, you agree?
Yeah. The therapist being
Why?
a woman
What happened?
I was attracted to her.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't even thinking about
So you
I
didn't even think about that?
I wasn't thinking about but yeah.
So I was trying to be stronger than I actually was. Like I was like, yeah, I'm good. You know, life's tough, but you know, I'll deal with it. How is that gonna help? I'm paying £50 an hour for what? I'm capping, saying that I'm good, but I can't even express
Sorry to
myself.
interrupt you. You said something about Conan. Shout out to Conan, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I said something about Conan. I don't know, about maybe like 2-3 years ago or something, and it was on social media. He'll know, whatever. But we have mutual friends and the rest of it. And I know what I said. I don't know. You might have taken it a certain way. But when I saw that documentary about him, bro, it was like I kind of, not say I understood, but it was an insight into him, like, and what he's been through and some of the, the pressures. So like I kind of, when I watched that and speaking to some people that know him as well. Like my whole, anyway, shout out to Conan. Whatever I said, I take it back. Like apologies, because
Nice.
because it was when I saw that and him being vulnerable, then I was like, oh, okay, it's deeper than that. It's it's this, it's that.
Yeah.
But obviously on social media, you're only gonna see what they
clips.
see clips and see what
Yeah.
they put out.
Yeah.
But when he was that deep and he opened up and exposed himself per se, like that was like, okay, you know what, I see him innit. So shout out to Conan for that, man. Like, because a lot of like, in order for me to retract something or for say something, I got to see something. And we all judge people based upon social media. So I don't know you. I only know what you put out. But when he did that, then it's like, yeah, and so yeah, big up Conan, carry on.
No, 100%. I agree, because like a lot of men feel the same way. So when they see something like that, it opens up other men to like speak about their. Because some of us got PTSD. I'm sure some of the women have PTSD, but we keep it in.
Yeah.
And it might just come out in a trigger in a what's it, fight flight situation, and we're like, oh my gosh, Jerome, like out of nowhere, like Jerome's had a squeaky clean record for 10 years, and then he's just done a mad thing. You know, it's because he's been internalizing these negative thoughts, and we need to just lay it out, So I think that was Conan's way of just laying it out on TV,
I like that.
So introduce yourself.
I'm Ejam.
Ejam, nice to meet you, Ejam.
Nice to meet you too.
And what does Ejam do when she's not listening about men's mental health issues?
Oh my god, it's so awkward talking about it. I don't know why. I do like modelling and influencing, stuff like that, and I do sports coaching part time as well.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
What do you coach?
Cheerleading at the moment, but it's for children with needs.
Oh, sick.
So we develop skills and help them kind of gain confidence and stuff
I
like
like
that.
So you heard me read out the stats. I looked at your face. I don't know. What was it about the stats you didn't like?
So I like to read up on men's mental health and stuff like that. Like I'm a big advocate on it. And I've known about the suicides and things like that, and it's not known about at all. Whenever I've mentioned it to someone, they're like, "Oh, really?" Like, yeah. And it's all you have to do is search it, and you know.
Why are you an advocate for men's mental health?
I've had a lot of relationships with, like, friendships and like relationships with boys and men who can't express their feelings, and it ruins the relationship that we have. And I can tell, like, they'll hold stuff in and then later on be like, oh, but you done this. And I'm just like, but you didn't talk about it then. Or they get angry and they get upset. But one thing from working in a school and hearing how parents speak to their kids, and they say, like, to little young boys, you can't cry, like, you shouldn't cry, you're a boy. Boys don't cry. And, like, it's from that age that men are taught not to express their feelings, and it's so sad. Even in nursery, like, they'll fall over and be like, come on, you're a big boy. Like,
That's a fact.
shake it off.
Yeah, that's a fact. I've seen that.
Like, that's why men can't express their feelings. They're taught from young not to. It's embarrassing. All over social media, it's girls making fun of men. Oh, this man's crying all the time, or this man this man that. Like,
There's a lot of shaming.
a lot of
young.
shame. I Yeah. don't understand it.
young boys.
Do you know what? I love it. Like, I find it. Sorry, it's bad to say attractive, but I do find it attractive when a man can show me he cares by, like, shedding a tear.
Why is it important for a man to cry to you in order for you to know that he cares?
Because they're vulnerable and they're showing me that vulnerability. I think that's such a masculine thing. I don't think it's feminine at all. It's so masculine. They're showing me that they can.
Do you really want your man to cry to you?
Yeah, what if he
It
cries
depends.
all the time?
Not all the time, obviously. But
And whenever we have this conversation, it always gets into this
Yeah.
grey area. When is it okay to cry?
Yeah.
How much
see,
cry?
that's another thing. Even me, I'm saying that as a woman to you.
Yeah.
You can't cry all the time, but it's like, why
Okay.
should I say that to you? That's not fair.
No, but no, because do you know why you say it? It's because deep down, that's what you mean. Like, like if there was I'm sure if there was a tragic, like, or traumatic, God forbid, in someone's life and they were crying to you, you would be fine with that. But the problem with it is men, when you tell a young boy not to cry, one of the reasons, I'll tell you one of the reasons they start teaching young boys not to cry because society's going to expect something of you. We can't have 1,000 men that when they fall over start crying and expecting attention.
Yeah.
Like, and this is what happens when you try to make this into a culture. When the actual culture for a man is to man up. When they say man up, they want you to be strong because at some point in your life you're gonna have to provide and be responsible. One of the reasons they teach young boys to control their emotions because when you're young, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be whatever, cool. But as you get older, those emotions change. They don't go from crying, which some people still do, but while they have a tear in the eye, they do the madness. Do you understand? So some people I can understand, don't cry, but I don't think it's so much about that. It's more about teaching young boys that they're gonna have to grow up and they're gonna have to be able to control their emotions and manage it. I think in the wrong way, of course, a child should be able to be emotionally open to his parents. But here's one thing. You have to make your child be prepared for the world. And if you start crying in primary school, and you can't get rid of your problems like that by crying. Like, you'll just be the crybaby in the corner. If someone, if someone tries to... I said this before, bullies don't disappear.
Yeah.
Bullies turn into your boss.
But I think it doesn't just affect the crying though. When you say stuff like that, they think about their other emotions as well that lead up to crying. Feeling sad is associated with crying. So then they're like, oh, maybe I can't feel sad then because I'll cry. Or I can't feel angry because I'll cry. That's kind of like linked in with it. I don't know, obviously. I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. But I think it does start from a young age when parents are constantly like, you can't cry or don't let them see you upset.
Yeah.
Be strong.
Yeah.
Like, you can be upset and be strong. Being upset doesn't make you strong.
Yeah.
You know what it is as well? It's more about what you do after. Because obviously in that present moment, you feel sad, you feel upset. It's okay, I think, to unleash emotion, but it's all about what you do after. So it's like finding a solution. What am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? How am I going to make myself feel better? Am I going to go to the gym? Am I going to start taking kickboxing classes? Or am I going to stand up to the bully? Or those things are the things that count and that matter. But if you just sit around and just cry all day,
that's true,
Yeah.
So, last but not least, she probably needs no introduction. Miss Trouble. No, you know what? She needs no introduction.
The
Troublemaker extraordinaire.
Wow, hello guys.
My co-host of When Venus Meets Mars.
Yes, I always like being on your podcast. It's fun. You always bring up good conversations that allow me to give an opinion that is quite unorthodox, but I believe that it still hits the nail on the head.
So you heard the stats?
I heard the stats. I understood it all. And I feel that there's a reason why these stats are increasing more and more now in the present day. Because I think that one of the big contributors to bad mental health with men is the fact that they lack a certain purpose, okay?
Okay.
And what I mean by this is when... Back in the day, and I think about my dad, for example, and I think about some of the men in my family. There's not many, but I think about them. And from early, you don't cry because you need to be strong and because you have a mission. Eventually, you're going to have a family. Eventually, you're going to be a leader. Eventually, you're going to have to stand up and be strong at all times. It's not to say that you can't not be strong, but you don't acknowledge weakness as something that is to bring you down. You acknowledge weakness as a challenge to overcome, right? I feel like people were much more trained for that back then. Whereas now, the problem is men and women are all put in the same boat, even though they have different expectations and different roles in society, regardless of the fact that they're supposedly treated equally. So what's happening now is that men are on a level playing field with women, but women are still more victimized than men. Women are still more prioritized than men in many, many ways. Especially we can see now that the hatred towards men is increasing even more. So men matter even less. You say to a woman, men, and women say, yuck. You see, that's the kind of a situation. So now men are in a position where they are powerless, one, they are purposeless, two, and then they can't be in a position to compete for victimhood against women. They can't. So now you can't even be a victim. You have no purpose. So what do? Nothing. You're empty. You're idle. You're lost. You need guidance. You need, that mission. That's a lot of men don't have that. You can see that. A lot of men don't know what to do. A lot of men are going to crime. A lot of them are on benefits. A lot of men are not fulfilling their purpose as men naturally. Whereas back then they did a lot more. Yes, you don't have money. What do? Get up and go get a job. Okay, you're having issues in the family. What do? Step up as a man. The men were not, I don't think they were like trained to be listened to as much before. They just got on with it a bit more. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that because it builds a resilience,
Levi, do you think modern women contribute to men's mental health or to the deterioration of men's mental health?
Wait, you said
you said two different things.
Yeah, are they your cause of your bad mental health?
Yeah, I didn't say cause. I said, do you think
contributor.
women are a contributing factor? Okay, do you think modern women are a contributing factor towards the deterioration of men's mental health?
I think that it's a big percentage because
Okay, explain to me.
I'm thinking because obviously you got social pressure, which is a big thing, and you got
What do you mean social pressure?
you got pressure.
How do
from-
women socially pressure men to the point of where it affects their mental health? Give me an example.
Okay, I would say, for example, obviously we're on social. A lot of men are on social media, women are on social media. So it'd be the pressure from, for example, seeing quotes from women. You know, maybe just like men are trash or men are not. You're not a real man. I see it all the time. I'm not gonna say no names, but I saw someone say a man is a red flag if he talks too much. I'm not gonna say no names.
Nah, I'm done with these women.
Yeah.
They tell you if you
What
talk
is
back to
that
women, you're
about?
sassy.
Yeah.
If you do pot, they're saying the men.
Right.
You know what they love to say?
The comments are crazy.
Women love to say, "Oh God, the men."
I got the ick.
The men that you raised or whatever, the men that made in the image of you, this is what they do. And they'll be like, oh, men used to go to war. Men still go to war. You just don't care about the men that go to war. And guess what? Women used to be virgins too and used to be married and never used to have more. If we go down that road, you're not going to like the road that you want to go down.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Women used to be different to how they are now.
I mean,
everything's changed.
it's a road where you just don't
Yeah.
want to go down. Yes, men used to go to war. But guess what? Men still go to war. Do you know how many
Different
wars that
ways.
we're in?
Yeah.
Do you get me? And if you want a man that goes to war, basically,
Might come back with one leg. Oh, you
Yeah.
okay with that?
yeah,
Might
you-
not come back at all. Forget about
there you go. And guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be linking a man that didn't go to war, the smart guy, or never say the
Yeah,
smart guy,
true,
but
yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say to you.
Right.
What else? Social media. What else?
You got social media. You got. I mean, again, like just things like, oh, you know, you're supposed to pay for a first date and all that. Come on, pay for a first date.
I knew this
Go
was
to
gonna
me,
come.
Mr.
Mr. 50-50.
50-50,
Mr. 50,
man.
you guys, if you don't know, go check out Pop the Balloon
no.
UK episode 1. This is the comedian, Mr. 50-50. He's gone viral, extremely viral for it. You can see he's got the merch. It's amazing. Shout out to Shayla too.
Yeah.
So,
Why 50-50? Why is that important?
because on Pop the Balloon, you said that, you know, you expect to go 50-50 on the first day. In actual fact, you expect to go 50-50 to how many months in?
I would say it depends. I'll say 3-4 months.
Okay, for 3-4 months. So
Yeah, maybe longer.
whereas, you know, a lot of people agreed with you. Like a lot of men agreed with you. I'll be real, a lot of men, but a lot of women didn't, and a lot of men didn't agree with you. I would actually say it was about 50-50. It was about 50-50. If I'm going to be honest with you, when I'm looking, it was about 50-50 down the line.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. I didn't realize that was going to be so controversial when she said I don't do 50-50, and you was like, well, that was the reason why I popped my balloon. How has that been for you?
Man, it's been interesting because this is how I felt since I was an adult. Since I've been dating women, this is how I felt, 50-50. And I feel like, to be honest, we got to stop the cap too, because let's be real, we're living in London. The average room, I'm living in a room share, I'm paying $600 a month.
Oh,
peak out
that,
here.
yo, got
The
it
room
cheap.
share as well.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's
That's
like
even
90p
cheap.
for a can of Coke. I bought a Subway sandwich for £8.
Bro, you're balling. Man bought a Subway sandwich for £8.
Hey,
Yeah.
Closest thing nearby, but I have to go. I mean, it's tough out here, and I feel like it's so important to be transparent. And I was just being real and honest and transparent. I'm gonna go 50-50, especially if I don't know the woman and I just want to get to know her. 50-50, to break it down, it's not just about splitting the bill.
What's that about?
I mean, we're all aware of like the traditional gender roles, right?
Yeah.
So 50-50 is like a hybrid version. It's like you take a road bike and a mountain bike and you create a hybrid bike, which is good for both terrains.
Yeah.
And 50-50 is a hybrid version. What it does is that, for example, I'll share the roles of a typical female, for example, cook and clean. Okay, I'll cook on a Wednesday, she cooks on a Thursday. You know, that's more
Proper
what 50-50
collaboration.
is.
Yeah.
So full collaboration between two partners.
Yeah. I think, you know what I mean, some women like that. What do you think?
I love
She's shaking her head. She's just shaking her head.
Not happening.
She had 4 months. She said,
do you
what?
mean?
When you said 4 months, she looked at you like, what?
No, I get the whole like
20 days.
not pay on the first date. But if you're asking the woman yourself, I want a second date with you, I feel like you should. It's like investment, isn't it, in a woman?
Okay.
I feel like. So I understand the first date because you don't know if you're going to have a second date. You don't know how she is, but you've got to know her now on the first date. You've chosen now to take her on a second date. You want to go somewhere now. You're seeing something that you want. You're investing in it. I feel like you should pay on the second date.
But what Okay, what about if the woman might like the man too, and the
Yeah.
man likes the woman?
Then I don't know. I feel like that is it. I see what you mean.
As a man, let me tell you something. I fully understand where you're coming from, and I think it's more financially sustainable, especially if you're trying to find somebody and you're dating, all these things. However, you have to think about the symbolism behind a man paying. I believe that the reason why a man should pay, if he is genuinely interested in taking it further with a woman, I mean, if you're not interested, then whatever, do 50-50. But if you are interested, you need to be able to kind of give her an indication that you are okay to cover the whole thing, because there'll be a point in your lives together, should you get to that stage, where she's going to be fully incapacitated. She's not going to be able to work, and that will be because she'll be pregnant, she'll be raising your kids. So just the mere gesture of you doing it is almost like a confirmation of that in a woman's head. That's why most women don't care about the price, they don't care about anything, but it's the 50-50 is a no-no because of what it represents in theory. Do you see what I mean?
You know another thing. I mean, I get what you're saying, and that's completely valid. But the flip side of that, the dark side of that is that sometimes what some men will do is they'll pay, then 3 months later we'll hold on to that until we get into our argument, and we'll say, "You remember the time? Remember Michael Jackson? Remember the time when we fell in love? Remember the time I paid for Nando's?" Like, yo, that's what it's gonna be.
Would you do that?
I've done it before, but
Wow.
I'm not
He's talking about himself. He's having a flashback.
Where did you take a McDonald's, or was it worth it?
I just had TJ Fridays.
Now
And you're
that's
asking for the money back?
embarrassing.
No, I
No.
was young, but you know.
Okay.
You know what? Like, it's fair enough. I get what you mean, but I don't know. I think that
Do you think? Because I've seen the comments, and
me too.
some of them were, they were less than. Let's be honest, they were nasty. Some
Yeah,
of them.
some of them
were
was
nasty.
going
bless you, man. Welcome to the internet.
I saw one mention your mother. You had to be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
it's Mother's Day."
It's Mother's
Oh,
Day.
no.
I see a man like, "Yo,
Yeah.
it's Mother's Day."
Yeah,
Like, don't do
man.
that.
That's great. And that was a woman.
Yeah, of course. She's
Oh,
Of course.
listen.
Well,
Can I just interject quickly
great.
to say something? Fully 100% I agree. Women are a massive contributing factor to men's mental health, because women are mean to
They
men.
are, oh my God.
A lot of women don't
from a
acknowledge
woman.
men as emotional beings. They're okay to treat men like crap. Like, for example, I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, how would I feel if I just went to say hello to somebody and they told me, "I got a man," or
Oh,
"Go
yeah.
away"?
Yeah.
I would feel like crap. Or how would I feel if somebody told me, "Well, you can't even pay for this. You're useless. You're nothing. You're not a man, or you're not a woman. You're, constantly kind of bringing down my character, my substance, because I am of a certain gender." And that's been happening a lot. I think women are ruthless. They're extremely mean to men. They don't care about how they feel.
Right. I think as well, like, she's right, because sometimes it feel like it's like we're at war, with each other. Like, I've been in certain scenarios where I'm with a woman and it feel like we're against each other. We're not going the same path.
Yes.
We're not having a same shared vision.
A conversation becomes an argument for no
the
reason.
reason why I'm asking about, do you think women are a contributing factor to the deterioration of men's mental health, is because it's because of the things that I see, and we can speak about the pop the balloon, and obviously it's going viral, but it's something deeper than that. It's because, let's say a man really, that's all he can do, 50-50. That's really all he can do. Okay, he's a good man. No, he's not a bad man. He lives in London just like we all do, trying to get on, waking up early, going to work. Things is hard, not easy. He's got bills, got credit cards, got other things, student bills. Just normal life.
Yeah. It adds up.
He can afford to do 50-50. He can, and he can have a woman. But does that mean that because he can't afford to take on the full brunt in the relationship now, or maybe never ever, just due to the where he is that a reason why he can't find love? Now, here what we have. What I tell men is, if you don't have your ish together, don't bother.
Oh no, they need love too.
No,
But it makes sense.
Listen to me.
It
Listen
makes
to me.
sense.
Listen to me. Like, the reason why I say, if you haven't got your ish together, don't be going out and dating, because you might be able to do 50-50. Okay, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you can do. But the current market of women, and it doesn't make them bad women. Women have expectations as well. You have to understand, just like you have expectations, women have expectations. And every woman wants to feel pretty. Okay? Like, everyone wants to feel pretty. Every woman wants to okay, when I say every woman, someone will be like, oh, I don't want to. Let's not do that. But most women want a handbag.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's true.
Most women want to have their hair done. Most women want to have their nails done.
That
Most women
vanity.
want to have a nice pair of shoes. Most women want to have these things that women have. Yeah. They might want a little bracelet. Now, the handbag doesn't have to be a Louis Vuitton bag. It don't have to be a Birkin bag. But most women want a handbag. Okay. Like. Most women want to have their nails done. You don't have to take her to the most expensive place, but most women want to have their nails done. Most women want to like, and the reason why I say this, if you understand the basics, most women want to go out, be taken out. They don't have to be flowed out. Some girl be talking about, oh, I want to be flown. I want this. I want these types of restaurants. No, they will be easily happy with a TGI's or Nando's. Yeah, like, but everyone has a level. So if you just look at it like that, at some point, all these women want these basic things, but men can maximize what they're doing, or women can ask for more. But at some level, these are just basic things. So she just wants to be a woman, right?
The principle of
okay. So when you understand the principle of what a woman is, yeah, you cannot, or you can, but a lot of times if you don't have your ish together, and it shouldn't be like this, okay? It shouldn't necessarily be like this, but a lot of women will exacerbate your issues. All right. So if you haven't got your life together and you're not living where you want to live right now, and you're not maybe driving a car you want to go, I'm not telling you need these things, but when you start trying to date, yeah, with the current market based upon what they want in, yeah, you could date a woman that can really make you feel shit about yourself.
Yes.
Like, do you get me? Like, based upon the types of men she's been around, or she, like, this might be the worst thing that you want to do. Like, you know, a lot of guys get women that they can't afford. Most men are holding with a woman they can't afford. Yeah. But to tell that woman what it really is to cost, they can't do that. So they're going to keep carrying on. Most men can't truly be honest. So when you're dating, yeah, and you want to step into this market and you don't have your stuff together, yeah, you're seeing what these women will do. They will clown you, yeah. You think you're opening up and you're bringing a girl to your room and you think that you're opening up. That same girl's gonna be talking ish about you later on. Now, should she talk ish about you? No, but what she should do and versus what she will do is two separate things. Do you want me to teach you? Do you want me to tell you, son, like how mothers, oh, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, you're a good guy, you're good heart, a woman will see, yeah, I should tell you that. I should tell you that it doesn't matter what you have, that if you have a good heart and you're a good man, it should work. But in reality, that's not how it is. In reality, the guy that pulls up in the AMG and the digital dash and ambient lighting, you know what's going on over there. She's jumping in, and then you're telling her, "Oh, let's get on the bus, bro." Your love might be real, but find out when you're broke, love won't get you on a bus. You know the quote. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't want men. I would say to men, if your ish ain't together, then go and focus on getting your ish together.
Yeah.
The chances are you will meet a woman along your way that will understand. But a lot of times men want these women, you know, these
the ready with the I want this, I'm lame.
and it comes at a cost. And a lot of the cost can be on your mental health.
Yes.
Like trying to be something that you can't, that you're not, you know. And that is why I was speaking in regards to that. We spoke about crying earlier on.
Yeah, you know, can I just say something though? I
want to know about that too.
Genuinely, what you're saying is very true and it's very fair. But then at the same time, I think that men ignore the principle and they just keep going for the material. And what I mean by this is, if you can go 50-50, your 50% that you pay for is money as it is already. So instead of you doing 50-50, go spend that 50% wholly, 100% on a cheaper date. Bring things down. Understand that it's the action and the intention that matters more. Yes. So maybe if men stop trying to focus on taking women on expensive dates and first test their character by taking them on a very cheap date. Go to get a coffee. How much is a coffee? You should be able to pay 100% of 2 coffees. You don't need to do 50-50. That's sustainable. Yeah, and it gives you the opportunity to seduce her. And charm her.
So I hear that, but the expectations for where women want for dates is getting higher and higher, and this is due to the fact that people are dating more, and due to the fact of dating apps, right? So a lot of times when you want to, she'll be like, "Where are you taking me? Or where are we going?" Have you ever like?
Yes.
It's supposed to just be like, "I'm gonna like this is where we're gonna go," but a lot of times it's where we're going, where you taking me, and
you know why? Because she want to get a vibe of what to wear as well. I don't think it's more about them, because you know with women,
that's true.
Yeah,
That's-
like whether
I
she
have
buy
to know.
heels or whether she
Yeah.
come out in a dress or just come
And a
out
lot of the time they're
chill.
also testing you because like how creative are you with a first date?
Yeah.
But why am I?
Both.
But,
That too, that
but,
too.
But here's back to the thing. How creative are you with the first date?
You
Like,
don't have to spend money to be creative though.
Yeah,
You can
exactly,
go
and
to-
that's the point.
You know what? You can go to a paint and sip, £10.
That's it. You can
There's-
go
And
that's a
on a
great
picnic and do painting in the park. That's almost going to be free.
Yeah.
You already got
You don't have
you
to
know
go
what?
to
I
the
love
shard
doing shows because girls act like they want. That you act like this, but in real life you don't want this.
Brethren,
I've been on dates
actually.
and
No, I
stuff like
think-
that.
I
I
think
love
women
it.
want this.
You
Yes.
can take me to a museum and go and get a coffee. A museum's free. That's the perfect
be
date
smart.
for me. Men,
And
do you know what it is?
sorry, go on.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Go on.
Men are looking in the wrong place. Do you know how many men go to women with big backs and this, that, designer fake purses, whatever, and they're like, oh, but they want this, they want that. Why don't you go to a girl like someone like me, for example? I pay for my own nails, my own lashes. I work. I'm not gonna want a man that's gonna fly me out or do this or that. I want a man to love me. Yeah, I want him to drive. That's okay. Most men drive anyway. If not, get your license. A good woman will help a man grow. A man
And
will
these are
do
the
a lot
tests.
better with a good, exactly. And it's a test. Women need to test men as well.
And
Talk to
maybe
me.
just
A man will do what? You said a man will do what? Better with what?
A good woman.
Explain.
Me.
Oh, that's so
Explain to me. Explain to me how I'll do better with you as my woman.
Okay. I think I'm a very high value woman, so I'm not gonna go for a low value man. I'm gonna go for a high value man.
We'll talk about high. Oh, okay. High value. I heard this in a bit.
Yeah, what's high value?
High
What's
value.
what's high
is-
value women? I want to hear this.
I don't. Okay, I'm not gonna like someone for their pocket, but I want to know that a man can look after me if needed to. Like I have
What's
a,
looking after you?
so
'Cause looking after women,
Well-
it depends. It differs, right?
I do my own hair.
Okay.
I do my own nails. I do my own lashes. If we go out to
You don't want me to pay for them, no?
No, you don't need to. You
But-
can if you want to. I'm happy. I will accept it. Actually, sometimes I've been offered before, and sometimes I feel a bit horrible. But now and again, it's nice. If you want to be like, I'm gonna take you out for a meal. I'm gonna surprise you. Can I pay for your nails and stuff like that? Yeah. I've never been on like a surprise date or anything like that, and I would love that.
Why?
Oh,
because they'll
I think I
take
know
it to
why.
get Russian.
And then-
She likes roadman.
It's because
Just
just came home.
I don't know. I just came home.
Just came home.
the guys,
High
be the
value
guys.
man. That
I
is
mean,
not a high
prison
value man.
No, I was listening.
No, but you know what it is? It's because, and women do this a lot. They want surprises. They want this. They want that. But they just tell us what you want. But guess what they're gonna say? You need to know. You need to find out. You need to explore. I don't need to tell you. If women tell us what if she just said, you know what, I want you to do this, we'll do it because that's how men are programmed.
Yeah.
But they want us to like figure it out and see how she feels.
But
and
you're
then we've got
listening
a
to the big.
guess.
No, you're listening to the big back baddies. Because
Thank
you've got
you.
women like me, like her, and then when we say, actually, as a man, you should take us on a walk through the park with a drink. Exactly, Cap.
but would
Now
you-
I'm
don't
telling you,
believe
that
it.
is actually the key to a woman's heart, where she can experience you, and she doesn't need to be feeling like all kind of like having
Yeah,
to
no,
be put
listen.
together
I
and
know,
stuff.
I know that women say that, and I know it can work. I know.
But like she said, she hasn't been on a surprise date. Have you asked the guy to take you on a
Yeah.
surprise date? And he still hasn't done it.
It's not really a surprise.
I've not had to ask.
Surprise! I'm taking you on a date that you asked me to the place that you wanted to
No,
go.
but, like, you know, in my past relationships, I've planned everything, and I don't
That's
mind because at
not
least I'm
good.
happy. But at the same time, it's like for Valentine's Day, book somewhere. Don't tell me, take me.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think.
Yeah. It's
think
the
that-
leadership. It's the leadership.
and I'm happy to say, like, if he says what type of meal do you want, I'll give like Chinese or Indian or something, and then you can pick somewhere. But I don't want to have to plan everything and
Yeah.
say like, do this, do that.
It's dead. I hate thinking about dates.
Yeah.
Don't tell me where we're gonna go. I don't care. Like where we going. I don't.
Yeah, I
tell
want a
me.
man to
Just-
pull up and be like, dress nice, I'm picking you up. Cool.
Yeah,
I've
it's-
never
I
had that,
always
you know?
hear this.
I've never had that.
You've never had that.
I've never had that. But
Yeah.
Why?
because I'm not looking for the right people in the right places. I don't leave my house.
Oh,
It's my fault. It is my fault. But like, again, like you guys are looking in the wrong area for the wrong women. Looking in the wrong.
Sound like some Disney shit.
Nah.
Dress nice, I'll pick you up. Man ain't moving like
Because listen, it's
Yeah,
fun.
like
Whenever you
that.
listen to gal talk about men, they always talk
Yeah.
about this Disney version of
Okay,
love. I love
okay.
it. It's
So
just
type of-
they've all watched the same shit.
You would never do that for a girl.
I would, but you know, all right. The
And I'm
thing
not
is,
talking about every time, by the way. I'm saying like special occasions, like her birthday or Valentine's Day or something.
Yeah, a little
not
surprise.
every day.
A little mystery is nice.
Yeah.
a lot of the time it comes with you know, oh, you got to do this. It's never that straightforward.
But you're looking
Trust
at the
me.
wrong women then.
You are looking at the wrong women.
Do you know a man?
People always, these women love to keep saying you're looking at the wrong women. What women? Because you.
They are looking at the wrong women. And I'll tell you why you're looking at the wrong women. Because, for example, for me, I'll tell you what my ideal dates have been. In fact, that got me to be in the situation I'm currently in. It will be going to do things like playing pool, where he teaches me something new.
I love that.
Where I get to see him in his brilliance, you see? Because then I am able...
Saving my shows.
Yeah.
Wait, did he let you win at the game of pool?
No, but he let me.
No,
do
we
quite
never let
well.
them win.
He let me do
Never.
quite well.
Never.
I was
That's
really
fine.
close. I was like this close.
Never. And if you do win, say we let you win. But we never let you
Yeah,
win.
never.
No,
If
that
we
was-
lose, we say you.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
we let
trust
you
me,
win.
I was trying to win.
Yeah, no, he did try
I'm
to
I'm
do.
sweating, bro.
But you see, the challenge, and it's fun, and it's fun also for a man to be superior to a woman in that level, because you feel safe. For example, if I could beat my man at pool, I would not trust you as a man.
You bet.
I'm not gonna
If
lie.
I can beat you as a man on a physical activity that I'm not trained to be better than you at, then I'm not trusting you as a man, because you're meant to be better at me at certain things. So show me where you are better than me at, so that I can trust you, I can respect you, and you can be the leader without having to do all of this crazy stuff. For a game of pool is like £1. Some places 50p. A drink will be £2, £3 in those settings. So you don't need to get like more than like just one drink to play. And then that invokes conversation, challenge, competition, banter, fun. It's engaging and interactive. Those are the things that women would be looking for,
Couple
because
drinks back to my place.
listen,
Easy. That's a low value woman.
That's a high value woman.
No,
That's not
if
low
you
value.
take a girl home on the first date,
That's
I'm
a
sorry,
high
I've
value
ever done
woman.
that.
No,
That is a
That's a high. If she
no,
lets
on the first day you shouldn't do the thing.
You should
and
not.
you as a man, you should respect
But
yourself.
can I-
and not
wait, hold on,
find
wait,
that,
wait.
like,
yes,
you
sir.
like
I'm
I've
gonna
got to
give
go
you
back
that.
as well. Do you wanna-
Wait, hold on a
I
second.
wanna
But
go
women,
back.
but feminism and female empowerment say that like WAP. You get me? You can do what you want.
No, see, that's the fake feminism.
What is it?
No,
Yes.
I'm a feminist
fake
in the
feminism.
sense
What's real feminism?
when it's not negative to men.
Yeah.
Feminism is being a strong and independent woman. Doesn't mean you should bring men down. That is not being
but
feminist.
feminism says that she can sleep on the first night.
Okay, you don't have.
And it
Do what
doesn't.
you want.
and-
I'm not going to
That's
judge a
wrong.
girl
no,
for
but I'm
doing
saying.
it, but like,
No, but I'm
judge
saying.
her.
So you would judge a
Oh,
girl.
of course I will. Because think about, again, the symbology of it. Yes, you may like this guy a lot, but you can like a million different people. On the first date, you haven't even tested it further.
doing
That
that
means
to
that you...
She's doing that to
No, she's
everyone.
not. No, she's
No,
not.
but she
is.
could be
No,
doing...
she could,
She is.
but one thing I do know, and just because she does it for me, don't mean like this.
that's a
that's
fact.
where the
That's a
delusion
fact.
of
No,
men
it's not the
is.
no. The delusion is no.
And then they
Just
complain
because she
about
does it for me doesn't mean
That's a
doesn't
fact.
mean she doesn't do it for anyone else. But the other delusion is just because she does it for him, she's gonna
should
do it for me.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
why man them get mad when a girl don't want to put out and they end up doing a mad thing.
There's a
That's a
Car,
specific
That's a
form.
she's
fact.
supposed to be
That's
a girl
fact.
that gives it to everybody. Why is she not giving it to me, bro? She
Right,
don't want to
nah,
give
she
it to
don't wanna
you.
Give it to you. You know, we got to give the guy credit.
Yeah,
If
like,
a
let's not do that.
If a guy sleeps with a girl on a first, let's give him credit. Don't
Yeah, give him
bash
some
the
credit.
woman.
No, give them some
Because
credit.
the man got game,
No,
he got
bash the
charm.
woman.
He did his
Because
thing.
listen, I'm telling you right now, the right type of woman with the right substance, she will, even as much as she wants you, she's dripping for you, she will not do it, because she knows what kind of dynamic that will stand for the future.
I could still wife you if I slept with you the first night.
Ooh.
Well,
But I wouldn't be sleeping with her on the first night. so-
exactly.
No, I'm not talking.
Wait, who are you talking
No,
to?
I'm-
All right.
wait.
No, but I'm saying in general, I would never
No,
sleep
I'm
with a man.
saying because you do realize, yeah, it's like, and I'm trying to make you know, innit? Women have been empowered, innit? So don't you think all these people that go on holiday and that, yeah? When they go on holiday, you link up with someone, you sleep with someone on holiday, they come back and they continue it, and I met her on holiday. What do you think happened holiday Holiday romance means I went on holiday and I got my back blown out. I didn't know this guy from Adam. We didn't spend no time. That's what holiday romance
A guy
means.
named Hugo with an 8-pack.
You know, Greece summer loving happens so fast. Summer, yeah, that's what it is. Summer loving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to think about the character traits that kind of infers. As a woman, I genuinely believe if you respect yourself, you're exclusive anyways. Unless tomorrow you're going to get married to that guy, unless tomorrow you're going to go into a relationship, it's never good to do the deed early. Because it does kind of subconsciously plant a seed in both of your heads as well. The fact that you gave it up to him first time and you then want more from him, you already think, oh yeah, but I gave it to you the first time. There's expectations and demands. And as a man, you're going to be thinking,
I think
it's good that you gave it to me, but that was kind of easy.
I think, listen, if you listen to your mothers, you're going to believe that sex should matter. Sex does matter. It does matter. But
I agree on that one.
It does. But women have been empowered where sex doesn't matter. Like, you have to understand something. Sex does not matter to a lot of women because they give it out so easily and so freely. It does not matter. Like, you can't be putting the pussy on a pedestal, as they say. Like, you really can't be. Because when you do, when you put the pussy on a pedestal, what happens is, you build it up to be something. And the types of men that do this are the types of men that don't get women. Because they believe that, like, they'll look at a girl, she'll be bad, but I would wife that. I'm like, what? Because the way she looks? Because you just look at a beautiful woman and you already lost yourself. Like, these are the men that will just get, and this is the difference. Men that are thirsty will move like that. When you're not thirsty, you're not going to move like that. And it's not all, and the majority of men can't move like that. That's why you see the man lining up for Bonnie Blue and them girls there, and you're like, rah. But you're thinking, but I'm not going to do that. You're not there, he's not there. But men are there. Because a lot of men don't get no girls. A lot of men get walked past. And this whole thing, we'll talk about the mental health. You women don't see men. Like, you don't see a lot of men. Like, you're telling me you've never been taken out, but you're a pretty woman. So I'm saying to you, like, you're working, you're doing your thing, you got your ish together. The fact that, have you got a man?
No.
Cool. The fact that you don't have a man, that's a travesty. That shouldn't be a case. We have a pretty woman that's talking about, do you want to be married?
Yeah, I'm trying to get married. I've been trying to get married, but
Babies, would you have kids out of wedlock?
No.
Baby mama? No,
never.
Okay, so we have a woman that wants to prescribe to all the traditional roles, right? Yeah, but yet she hasn't got a man, so we have to ask ourselves.
Men don't see themselves either. So this is the thing, and this is part of the mental health situation. Yes, it may feel like men are not seen, but I'm telling you right now, there are men that are butters. What's the name of that Don that went out with Kim Kardashian, went out with Ariana Grande?
Pete Davidson.
Buzz. But guess what? All you need as a man is to have a certain substance that it doesn't then go down to what you look like.
Man. Come on, man.
I know, but I'm just saying, a man needs to see himself and respect himself, because when you do, you don't hold value to the pum pum, and therefore you are in power. But you don't have to have money. Why do you think some of these broke motherfuckers are taking advantage of some girls? Because they don't make the girl feel like she has the power. He has the power, because as much as I want your thing between your legs, I can say no to it. Not because I can go get it somewhere else, it's just because I don't let that have value over me. So he respects himself, and then he has the girls eating from the palm of his hand. And this is what a lot of men are not doing. They're not holding their own power, and they're not seeing themselves for who they are as humans. If you're working, if you are confident in yourself that your values and morals align, what girl can walk past you and reject you?
What do you mean,
she's
man?
Nothing anyway.
Bro,
learn to get with that, because there's men that are getting pum pum without doing a lot. And they're broke, and they're not even good looking. They're trash and they stink. And they're living in the girl's freaking sofa, and she does everything for him. Why does that happen? Because he saw something that a lot of men don't see.
He's dicking it down.
Yes.
Okay, because for you to dick it down, you know that when you get down to the moment, you do your thing. So he knows he does his thing. So why don't men believe that in themselves? Go and learn how to do your thing from within.
Because sex doesn't build... Sorry, I'm going to let you cut in. Because sex doesn't earn you respect.
Yeah.
That just gives the woman her need. So you become like a real life dildo.
Yeah, and then supplement it with substance.
No,
good.
but just because women will sleep with you and disrespect you, like just because a woman will sleep with you doesn't mean she respects you. This is what men have to understand. Like, just because a woman will sleep with you does not mean she respects you. This is something that men need to understand. Okay, sex is not something they give to you. I want you to flip it around. I give it to you. Like, I actually do the work. Like, some of you women are lazy. Some of you women are lazy in bed. Some of you women think you're like, seriously, no, they're terrible. Like, so I agree. So sex is a 50-50 two-way street, right? Yeah. Like, so
50-50.
Oh,
50-50,
this guy's the orange. So I'm saying to you, sex is a 50-50 two-way street, right?
It is.
Like too many men are meant to feel as if that she's giving you something. Man, them.
Give it to her. The energy comes from you.
The only time you're giving me something is if you're a virgin. Apart from that, you're not giving. No, it's the truth, though.
I was gonna say,
or blowy.
There's an
If you give it to
imbalance.
someone else, then no, it's not the same.
there's an
Have to be the first-
imbalance
the
going
only
on
one.
right here, right? Because I'm listening to the women, and I should have wrote some notes. You got a note?
Yeah.
You got notes.
Yeah.
Ready.
You listen to the women that say they care about men's mental health. Are you
Yeah,
hearing it?
I got
Don't
some
sound
stuff to
like
say
What have I
from
said
before.
though? That's no, you say it, but I don't know what I've said that's implementing
Oh.
that I don't think about men's mental health.
Oh no, not from that. But you said that, for example, you want a high value man,
Yeah.
and there's an imbalance because there's way more low value men than high
Pick
value
one
men.
and get on out of here.
And there's way more women that claim to be high value than claim to be low value.
And that's
So
true.
because of that, there's an imbalance. The
I see what
high
you mean,
value
yeah.
men, either married, in jail, you know what I mean, on the way, like or they might be with someone. So because of that, these women might bypass men that are on the come up because they say, oh, he's low value or he's butters. You know what I mean?
You know,
But
my
they're trying to-
ex, I was with him for 6 years. This guy had a normal job like everyone else
Why'd you break up?
Oh, okay.
Why'd you break up with him?
because he didn't want to get married, and I wanted to get married.
Oh,
What did you see?
Oh, you know what? I'll give you that one.
That's nice.
I'll give it.
She passes the vibes check with that
I'll
one,
give
right?
you know
I'm
what?
trying to
I'll
be
give
a
you that
wife.
one.
You guys think I'm lying. I want to be a wife, and I call myself high value.
So you wear. So don't you think by wait? You got a ring on your ring. You got a ring on your what finger on that.
My mum gave me that. I can't lie.
Okay,
I just
cool.
wore it because I felt bad. It's silver. I don't really wear silver.
Nah, lie is
but-
manifestation.
But then so, it's manifestation, but also it's block attestation.
Not really.
Oh, man, see a ring, you're engaged.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He'll be like a fang
No, but
approach.
guys will still move to
No,
They
I
still
will.
do.
The one way, listen, the one way I'll know, like, listen,
Yeah.
Mandem, the one way I know that a woman is taken if she's got a ring on her. If she's not taken, everyone's up for grabs. Everyone's up for grabs. Every single person, unless there's a ring on it, you're up for grabs. And the reason why is, you know, you've had boyfriends before, you've had girlfriends before, right? Yeah, like if you didn't, at some point, someone asked you for your number, you're like, no, I've got a man, or I've got a girl, yeah, cool. But guess what? Now you don't, because that was just boyfriend and girlfriend. It's not worth anything. It's only worth.
Thank you. That's why I want to get married. I've been saying this. Boyfriend and girlfriend is nothing. It's a child relationship.
Oh.
Being engaged, being married, that is something. That is a relationship.
was
That's
about
why
to
I'm tired of this.
I was about to say
Sorry.
that boyfriend and girlfriend is a child
Like,
is a children's
it is.
relationship.
It's
At
playground
some point, you're
shit,
supposed to,
like-
yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry,
No, it's okay. I'll let you cook. But at some point, you graduate, right? So, talk to us about your scenario. Then you want to be a wife,
I want to be a wife.
but are you looking at men or dating men that want to be husbands? Because the guy you dated for 6 years, he didn't want to be a husband. Was his parents married?
No, his dad's never been married.
Has he? How many baby moms his dad got?
2.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So already.
Red flags.
No, I'm not saying it's a red flag, but
Yeah.
he doesn't come from the institution of marriage, okay?
Yeah.
So he might not value it because he hasn't seen it,
Oh, but he
okay?
was fine telling me constantly that he would marry me and didn't.
Because he knows what he wants.
yeah,
He wants
that's
you
that.
to be
That's
there.
why. That's how he. If he knew that I was a high value woman, because he didn't want to let me go, he kept promising me
They
shit
never
that was
do.
gonna happen.
Normally they would have made you into baby mom and you escaped.
No, I would never ever have a child.
Normally that's what they do.
You know what's so funny, yeah? I believed myself to be a high value woman, of course. And, you know, because it comes down to exclusivity, commitment to relationship, and just your morals as a woman in general, right? Now,
You don't
I
have
remember
any kids, so neither of you. So I would say that would put
we're
you.
doing okay, right?
I said that would put you in a higher class.
Right. So imagine this. My ex, who was bastardo anyway.
Bastardo.
Do you know what his
Puto.
friends told him? And he told me this one way. I don't know. I thought he was just trying to like say just anyhow. They said to him, "She's a good girl, you know. You need to breed that, you know."
Yeah, 100%.
And I was thinking, oh my God,
we
what
do
do you
talk
mean?
like that.
Not marry her, breed her before you
100%.
leave her. Because then at least you're guaranteed to
That's
have
some
a good
extra bully.
offspring. Can you imagine?
But that's a compliment. I'll just say that.
I know,
it's a
of course I
compliment.
took it as a compliment.
You already
That
man
we're gonna
say that
hit
all the
a
time. I
wall.
breed that. That ain't no compliment.
It is.
No,
we're
but
gonna
for me
hit a
it's
war with no
because-
condom. That's
A man
the
saying that he's
compliment.
gonna breed you and turn you to a baby mama, yeah, is the worst type
No,
of.
but from your friends telling you to do that is because they can acknowledge the fact that she's a good
That
woman.
she's
So
appealing.
your kids will be okay, and that happens a lot.
I get
Men
that.
ruin good
I get
women.
that. But I'm saying is this, and this is the problem. Yeah, we see a lot of amazing women, single mothers, okay, and they're good women. They're not bad women, but they do this, all right, where they will give that to some other guy.
Yeah.
For him allowed to turn her into a breeding machine, yeah, versus a wife because she's good enough to breed. He recognizes she's a good mother. Man, then will see a woman and say, "Oh, she's a good mother," but they're not looking at she's gonna be a good wife.
Wife.
No, she's gonna be a good mother of my child, yeah. So what they do is they leave her with a child, and then they'll go out and go about their business. But now this woman is left bringing up a child, and now a next man is gonna have to step in. Do you get me? So women are breeding for men that that for any reason or other that they're gonna just make them into breeders and leave them, and then expecting other men to step in and understand the scenario.
Yeah, true.
And you know, you look at it like, well, one man's getting to be the breeder and have the fun, and the other man's getting to what look after
Foot
the
the bill,
farm.
basically.
Like, and that's how men look at it. A lot of times when we're talking about dating single mothers, they're looking at the benefits and whatever. It's like, well, if you picked a terrible guy and I'm a really good guy, what does it really say about me?
Yeah.
And no matter how they try to, you know, make it seem nice and stuff, deep down inside, a lot of men feel a way about it. Some men don't care. Do you get me? You know, some men don't care. And I saw something today. When you look at with the Cardi B scenario, I saw that doctor talking about it. But Cardi
did he
B had no kids. No kids, all right? Cardi B had no kids. No kids. So, no kids, no baby daddies, nothing. Offset had how many baby mamas? How many?
And she still
All
went
right?
and did the thing.
Offset had how many baby mamas, all right? You already knew how it was going to end. And it's ended how you knew it was going to end. But you decided to go and do that. You took yourself with no kids in the height of your career.
Yes.
So I'm saying to you, yeah? And you went and attached yourself to a man that had multiple baby mamas, whatever, cool. And then now it's ended the way
Same
it is, yeah?
cycle.
The Ciara scenario. A lot of people like to use Sierra as a example with the Russell Wilson thing about Sierra's prayer and get herself a good man and the rest of it. But I always bring it up because when Sierra dated Future had multiple baby moms already, like 4.
It was
all right?
scandalous already.
Yeah, like, and Sierra was the princess here. There was no need for Sierra to go and do that. Yeah, she went and had a baby out of wedlock with him, and he acted like Future, and how Future's always gonna go act. Yeah, then people want to be like trying to make her feel sorry for her, and then she got Russell Wilson. People talk about, oh, that's a real man, and Future's not this. But at the end of the day, Future's only acting like Future. He's never not. Future turning into a baby mama is acting on character.
Yeah.
Him marrying you is off code. It doesn't represent anything that it just doesn't.
Yeah.
So now you want me to feel sorry for you. Do you understand? It's like when man them go pick up a crazy girl and go breed them. I don't feel sorry for them. You picked her, you didn't have to bust your nut. No, you did. Like this is one of the things. Accountability is so important because on one hand, I will always hold men accountable, but men are not usually the ones that crying and saying, "Oh, my babe." Because if they start doing that, but like, that's your baby mom.
That's like cheating as well. Like girls will take a man off another girl and then be like, "Oh my god, he cheated on me as well." Like, what do you expect? You literally cheated with him on another woman, and you didn't expect him to do it to you.
Do you know girls that have done that?
So many.
Oh,
I know so many, and I would tell it to their face. They're stupid. You know, you've cheated with him like on someone else, and you didn't expect him to do it to you.
maybe she's different.
They all say that. Oh, he's different with me. He's different. No, he's.
You said earlier about
showing you.
You
who
said
he
earlier
is.
about men crying. You said that you like your man to cry, be emotional.
No, not like too much, but like, it's not really the crying. I think it's more being
Vulnerable.
yeah, and telling
Why?
me how he feels. Because then men get angry, and at least you can know when they're acting out of character, why they're acting out of character. You can help them deal with it.
You know Tyrese.
Tyrese Gibson, he cried about his son, wasn't it?
Did you see the viral video? You didn't even see the viral video.
Was that years
Wait,
ago?
my Shayla? No, that's not him, is it? Is it?
Yeah, my Shayla. See, now you're laughing, see, because it's so viral. It's okay.
No, my God.
That's the true response.
I didn't know that's what happened. That's what happened.
No, but what I'm trying to say is you found it funny.
Yeah, but I didn't realize
But he
he
was
was crying.
crying,
It's a
though.
meme. I've never seen the actual video.
Oh,
Wait, how
okay.
long, how long
I mean,
ago was
I'm
that?
not
That was
gonna
a
lie,
few
that's
years
a
ago.
bit
What
dead.
happened?
You shouldn't be as a man. Why do you need to go and show the whole world that you're crying?
Wait, I don't even know what
You
happened.
can be okay. You can cry in private with your woman, but you need to safeguard yourself as a man and as a
So
leader. You shouldn't be
Tyrese
showing
was
weakness
crying
like
about
that.
his frustrations of his ex-wife taking him through the courts, trying draining him not able to see his daughter, and he broke down and he cried.
And that became meme. See, that's what.
And they
That's what I said
is
about
meme.
the
social
meme
media,
hasn't
though.
stopped, yeah. And I'm not agreeing about him crying or going online. I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna go and do that, yeah. But the fact the man went and did that, yeah, he's breaking down, yeah.
Yeah.
Non-stop women in the comments go to court, stop crying. Why? Women cry every single day about men and the issue that their baby dads, yeah.
Yeah.
He was going through something, and we're witnessing a very successful black actor, basically someone that's that we all respect. He's acted his song. He's like Tyrese is he's very big. Like if we had a career like Tyrese, you'd be happy to have a career like Tyrese, yeah. And he's breaking down, and he's just being clowned. He's being memed, yeah.
That's really sad.
To the point of where you don't even know where the meme come from, but he's being memed, right, yeah. And it's interesting to me. The same women that will say men should be emotional and should be vulnerable, when a man is breaking down and being vulnerable on social media, like that is the worst thing you can go and do.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Ooh.
So,
Can I
let
just say?
me tell you something. Yeah,
Oh,
I
go on,
wouldn't
go on.
cry on social media as a girl, and I wouldn't then expect a man. I wouldn't expect a man to do it. I kind of hold men kind of to a standard that I also will hold myself.
Do you think it should be a private matter?
It definitely should be a
I
private
think so
matter. The
too.
same way I won't cry. You know, like growing up, both my mom and my dad told us as girls, you don't cry. You don't need to cry. Stop crying. And it gave me a feeling of being able to overcome, because I'm like, I don't need to cry. Why am I crying? Brush it off. If I can do that as a woman that is supposed to be
but when they say
emotional,
it to
men
men,
need
it's
to be able
toxic,
to
though.
do that.
When we say it to boys, though, it's toxic, though.
But, and that's the
that's a-
problem. I
ooh,
think the main issue with men's mental
So
health
it gives
is the
you strength.
feminization of men.
Wait, hold on. So it gives you strength,
Yes.
but when
It's the opposite
it does the
effect.
opposite.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't say that.
For
Men
example-
should not cry as much. You can cry. You can feel vulnerable because you are a human being. But don't be
you see-
trying to wallow in self-pity.
That's a hip.
But
That's
you see the confusion in the message that they send to them.
Yeah, because at the end of the I just want to say this because I ain't spoken a while. I believe men and women are born equal, 50-50. That's what I believe.
This guy's gonna be pushing this merch, boy.
That's a good tagline.
Now, but here's the thing, right? For example, you was talking about Tyrese, Will Smith, Round Table. What's that E word? What's the word?
Entanglement.
Entanglement, right?
Nah, she finished him with that.
Yeah, she did.
They memed the hell out of him.
For real.
For
but
real.
he expressed his feelings, and I could see he was being sincere about how he felt about the situation with August. Now, in the comments, just like you were saying, women was on his neck, gunning him down. All he's doing is opening up.
Nah,
and
lie.
spreading how he feels. But again, men are gonna see that and be like, I'll never
He was
open
lying.
up like that.
He was
Never,
lying in that
Ever, because I'm gonna
interview.
get gunned down by women.
He was lying in that interview, and that's another danger with men trying to open up a
didn't know
certain
he was lying.
How was he lying?
I'll tell you why he was lying. Because a man, a real man.
Oh, no, see,
He will not
see?
sit-
Side
How
shots,
are you
side
sitting-
shots.
Listen,
a
how are
man,
you
a
sitting-
man, a man
Let
can't
them
open
speak,
up.
and you know what it is, yeah. When women speak,
Yeah.
don't listen to what they say.
Yeah.
They start off by saying,
now
"Oh,
he's
I
weak.
care about men's." Oh, now he's a real man. Will
Yeah.
do
Let me
this.
tell you what.
Oh,
Let me
They
tell you
take
why
away
I
his
say
masculinity.
This. Bruh, you
Straight
cannot,
away.
as a man, if you really are feeling some type of way about yourself, as a natural man, you cannot sit on a
Natural man.
table.
Natural, so now
yeah,
you're saying
let me
he's
tell you this, right?
trying
What
to say
I
he's
mean,
trans or something.
But no, I'm just mean as a man that is actually a normal man, you will not sit on a table, on a round table with cameras
Why
in front
not?
of you.
There's
Hold
nothing
on,
wrong with
that's
that.
not the point. That's not the point. The point is you're sitting there and you're almost forcing yourself to accept what you're hearing from your woman, knowing fully well that it's not good. What he was doing there is repressing emotions, not actually dealing with them, and that's why again it's
No,
wrong.
he was listening intensely.
Bruh, he was
was
you know how
listening
much he had to
intensely.
hold his tongue to not say you effing whore.
Nah,
you cheated, you
not
done
all
this,
men
and
would
then on
say
top
that.
of that, the man you cheated on me with is gay too.
like,
No,
you know what it is, yeah, bro.
Come
it's
on,
it's
that's mad.
interesting,
Yes, I
isn't
don't
it?
know.
It's interesting.
He was suppressing his emotions. He wasn't dealing with them. And that's what a lot of men are doing as well nowadays, where you're kind of trying to talk about things, but you're not doing the right way. You're not being honest with
A
yourself.
man doesn't have to be like you. He doesn't have to. All right, for
But he
example,
doesn't have to sit there and be like, yeah, you got into an entanglement, my darling.
you know, like for example, you know the episode, like shout out to Shayla, but she gunned me. She got me.
Nah, she went in.
She went in, but I kept composure. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I'm not
Nah,
gonna
you should've
go in the
clapped
back
back
and
still.
forth.
You should have clapped back. That would have been extra content.
Oh, wait till
it would have
when
been,
the
but you-
episodes come out.
You clap back with
a lot of that.
composure though.
Oh,
There is a lot of that.
you know what? You know what? It is. It's mad because your episode hasn't come back, and her episode was spicy. I'm just, we filmed and we have to get back into it. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
there were
we
definitely
do.
some clapbacks on there.
No, for sure. But it's like, either way, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. If
Yeah.
we clap back, we're sassy. If we stay reserved and we listen intensely, we're not a real man. So it's like, me personally, I prefer to keep my composure and let the woman speak.
I'd
And
never
let her get it out.
Yeah, like, bro.
I don't like to argue.
Bro,
with
don't
women.
cry to no girl, bro. Like, one thing about you, isn't it? Yeah, like, man,
You said don't cry to no girl.
it better
Cry
be your,
within
it
reason.
better be your like.
Yeah, like if your mum dies, you can't not cry.
What? I'm not crying to you.
Yeah, I'll cry in the car.
Are you serious?
I will go in
no,
the car.
that's do you know how sad that is to me? Like you
don't
don't
be
have
sad.
to. No, but you don't
no, I
have to
would-
be like sobbing.
Do you know-
but just let
Wait,
the tears
can
go.
I
Let
tell
me
you something?
sit with you.
And here's the
can
thing
be-
about
we
women.
can be in private, though.
You think you can
you
you think you can tell me how to cry, and this is what I'm trying to say to
Yeah,
you. Just
okay.
don't cry, bro. She's like, no, cry when your mum dies. Just don't sob. Like, don't go too much, but cry.
No, be
Like,
comfortable is what I'm trying to say.
No, but-
in your own way.
Once you open the floodgates, you don't get to. Man, start breaking down.
Yeah.
No, facts.
Do you know what you look like
yeah,
when you're crying with a snot dripping down into your mouth?
No, but that's fine.
You know-
After that image, after you have that image in
not
my
listening,
face,
though.
That's
You're
a
not
fact.
you will never look at me
Yo,
the same.
you know when you
And
get
next time I talk shit, you be like,
You know-
"That was crying like a little bitch that
yeah.
time."
You know when you're getting
Oh my
licks.
God,
You know
no.
when you're getting licks as a kid and you start crying and so.
No, but you literally just said, yeah,
Can't be
you
doing
have
that.
your private time, right? That's when you can. I'm just saying, feel
Bruh,
comfortable.
people
No,
are
no,
far too
no.
much.
Wait,
Trying to
wait, no.
trick
Do
you,
you know what it
man, don't
is? I'm
listen.
saying it wrong. I'm saying it wrong.
Go on, say it right.
Just feel like you can come to me and be that. Like you can just sit next to me in a car quietly. I don't have to talk. You can let tears out. You don't have to be like, you know, like
No, listen,
ugly
I
cry.
get what you're saying.
I want you to be comfortable.
No,
to
I
do
get
that
what you're
with me.
saying. I get what you're saying, and I
Yeah.
understand it, and I do believe you to a certain point. But I just know that us as men, we're supposed to protect our women.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And protecting you means protect you from things you don't even know about. I'm protecting you from,
Right.
Like, and that's the vision that we have as men. I'm protecting you from seeing me in a state where you don't need to see me. And people will watch this and they'll be like, "Oh, you're not emotional." I actually got emotions, but I also got family members and people that I could go to that it's never gonna change. Like me open to them is never going to change anything.
Yeah.
Rather than me coming to you and doing, I'm not saying I won't hug you and could be a little bit upset, but I can't. It's just how I've been raised, and I'm not saying I'm not even saying I never cried to no girl in my life. I'm not even saying that. But what I will say to you, where's that girl now?
Right.
Okay, so
right.
and I'm not gonna say, oh, because I have done that, that means. But I'm saying to you is, what was the point in crying to that girl? Is she my wife? Is she gonna be around talking to my kids about me going through? Why did I feel like I had to do that? I'll tell you why I would have done that is because she would have made me feel, and the relationship would have made me feel. But in real life, I know that doesn't matter. That's not what I need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, he's," you know what I'm saying, "you don't listen to him," because no, I'm being real with you. Like, you feel as if that's what you want to do, but you want to let out emotion. Do you get me? But I just don't. And I think when we're talking about the stresses that men go through, we have to hold so much stuff in.
Yeah, I know.
Cool, but it's because the world doesn't just let us let things out like you guys.
No, girls can cry all the time.
You know,
easy.
You guys playing their word salad.
no, we're playing
We're writing
hangman.
notes so we don't forget because we don't want to interrupt when you're.
No. Interject. Go on.
You know, I wanted to say, right, for example, right, I grew up in I grew up with my mum, single parent, dad wasn't around. Now, for
You
me,
said dad wasn't around. Did you know him?
I knew him later on. You know, I knew him like when I was like 9, and then he popped out. Didn't see him until I was like 19.
Did you have a
Oh
stepdad?
wow.
I did, but he came and left it as well.
Do you have any stepbrothers, sisters?
I've got a brother, which is technically my half brother, but you know, he's my brother.
Yeah, yeah.
But I grew up with watching sitcoms. So for example, Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
You know, the dad from My Wife and Kids, you know, the dad from Everybody Hates Chris, Bill Cosby. And these to me, when I was watching the TV, these were real men. You know what I mean? Like the episode where Will Smith, you know, he's like, "I can't stand this no more." You know, when the dad walks out.
Yeah.
And Will Smith.
That's a big episode, man.
That's a big episode. So Uncle Phil is like the rock, you know what I mean, with the family. He gives him a hug and he's like, "Don't worry, son, I got you."
Yeah.
You know, and Will Smith is crying. And it's a thing where I feel like we need men like that. You know what I mean? That's like the rock of the family. And that's why I feel like I agree with China, because it's like a man that cries too much. I feel like subconsciously a woman will see that as weak.
Yeah.
Eventually. So I feel like everything's a balance, but me personally, I think it's just important for men to just be that solid foundation, rocking a family,
Or at
unshakable.
least one thing that, for example, for me, that I think is okay, because people will cry. It's normal. Even I cry as much as I try to act like I don't, right? But let me tell you what I do. Number one, I cry in secrecy if I have to have a big cry. I don't need other people to know. I can talk about things. I will cry about things on my own. That's for me to handle, because tears have a powerful effect, positive or negative, right? So I think as a man, even if you're going through something, if you feel like you at least try and kind of like do an action that shows that you're trying to hold it together, but you can't. It's just about the mentality that it represents when you're just willing to just over everything. There's no resilience. There's no emotional resilience, no emotional regulation. You need to be able to show these things because it even shows your level of maturity. It's not to say that you can't talk about your problems, but having to cry about your problems often and so openly is kind of can also be a bit of an emotional kind of red flag.
But this is why when I was reading it says barriers of seeking help. Men are less likely to seek help for their mental health due to social expectations and stigma surrounding mental health. Like, it's just the truth. Like, so when the stats, it's because it's my truth. Like, when would you go if you've got a problem? When would you go for it? What would make you think you have a problem? What would it be? What would be the? It's because you're sitting down and saying, I can't. It's a lot more easier to break down than it is to keep shit together. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Like, it is so much easier to say, you know what? F it.
Yeah.
It's so much easier than it is to do all of this. Like you think I do this social media thing, right? And it's organic. But at the same time, I'm a strong person. But we all can have weak days, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a super strong person, trust me. I do this thing. But I've had days where I might be going through something and then now somebody wants to be doing a video about me, trying to draw me out. Yeah? But I'm not even there that day to deal with this, yeah? And I can react in a different way. Or when I'm there and I'm really caring, right? And, you know, I'm doing the Lord's work. And I'm literally doing the Lord's work. But I will now be having women that are trying to attack me, bro. The same women that I love, that I don't know, but I love them and I love their kids because their kids are going to bring out the community. They're going to grow up with my niece and nephews and God willing, my kids one day. So I have to care about them, yeah? Like, I'm going to wake up and these people are attacking me. People that look like me attacking me when I'm trying to help. Like, how do you think that makes me feel? Trying to tell me I hate women, bro. Like, anyone that knows me,
because they've seen a short clip, innit? And that's
Yeah.
why they just run with
but
the
it
narrative.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, what you think, like trying to perpetuate or create a narrative about me, that's not me. Like, you think that don't affect me?
Yeah.
Like, you don't think, like, and then I walk on the street, bare people know my face, I don't know them. They have an image of whatever, you don't think that affects me?
Yes.
Like, I'm human too, bro. So I'm saying to you, like, and I'm trying to navigate through something that I think, not even that I think I've been called to do, and a lot of people couldn't take to do what I'm doing, to only be tried to be pulled back by the same people you're trying to help. It's easy just to say, F them. Why do I care? Why should I care?
Because this mission is bigger than you.
Okay, the mission is bigger than me, but I'm saying to you, when I'm going through this, and my mom's saying to me, son, why do you even care for? And I'm saying, mom, like, someone has to. So what I'm going through and what I'm putting myself through, like, yo, that stuff affects your mental health. That stuff will affect your employability, based upon what you want to do or where you want to go.
True.
Do you understand? Like, so you're already saying, cool, I'm already saying that I can't be, but you're putting your views or certain things you might say might put you opposed with the HR. So already now, that whole, do you get me? So that level of mental health is like, okay, cool, I really got to push through and I got to do the things I've got to go and do. So I'm saying to you, no one knows what this thing has cost me.
Nice.
No one knows, bro. No one knows. Like, but and the reason why I'm trying to say that is because we content creators are out on social media. Like, you hear about all the Love Island ones, people that take their lives afterwards, isn't it?
Yes.
Unfortunately, right? Yeah.
that's deep.
And a lot of it came from the pressures of Caroline Flack as well. A lot of the things come from the pressures of being in the eye and then being scrutinized and being cancelled. A lot of other stuff that affects people's mental health, right? And everyone just expects you to be, I don't know, like, your punching bag. Then when it goes wrong, everyone's like, R.I.P. or be nice. Everyone needs to be a bit more kind. But in reality, no one cares, bro. Like, no one really cares. And I'm saying it as someone that's out there. And do you get me? And someone that's, I've had, mate, it is what it is. But it's not a nice feeling, bro. It's not a nice feeling for even family members. Like, when I first pulled up, like, the comparisons with Andrew Tate, was like, bro, like, how you even...
Andrew Tate? Damn, that's what.
I
hard.
couldn't understand. Don't try it.
No.
No.
It's the brutal honesty.
Yeah, but
that's
no, but
way
it's
different.
no, but you say it's way different. But when they do that, I'll be like, first of all, I ain't got his money, so don't compare me to him. Like, like, don't be compared to someone that's like, don't do that. Like, and if the first time you've heard these things, you heard it from Tate, it lets me know that you probably didn't grow up in a traditional family household or a father that loved you, because I didn't even know who Tate. All these things was how I was raised, in like community, right? So, but to for people to try to use that as something to try to attach you. They know what they're doing when they do that, with all the negative stigma and connotation that surround his name. So the reason why I'm saying this to you is because all of these things affect you, bro. They affect you as an individual, you know, whether or not you're on podcasts and people trying to draw you out and trying to do these things, ask for your home address, trying to stand. Look, you see all these things.
It messes with your mind because you're gonna be on anxious
You're gonna be like
mode at all time.
You could be outside and thinking man, yo, you trying? I'm like, yeah. And it's like, no, look, like it's love outside, but you don't
know who's who.
Bro, you
Because you know what it is? They know you,
you
but
don't
you
know
don't know them.
That's true.
That's the scary thing
But
right there.
you know what it is, and this is what I say, and I go back to the beginning. The reason why, even, you know me, I'm also equally hated. People comment on my looks every single time, men and women, okay? Now, what keeps me going and doesn't bring my mental health down, what fights against it naturally, is the sense of purpose. I don't do this for fun. I don't do this for validation. I do this because I feel like I actually have a reason to do it. It's my mission. I feel that if I don't do it, the world will end. So when people have got a mission...
do this then.
Of course, that's why I'm still doing it, despite people telling me that I shouldn't. And it's the same reason for you as well. And
You're good at what you do.
because I'm good at what I do. And guess what? This has been something that's been trained and instilled into me. And what I'm saying is, people's mental health, I think, is one of the biggest, most, you know, influential facts in bringing down your mental health as men and as women is your lack of purpose. That's all it is. You have a purpose. I have a purpose. Go to somebody that is feeling certain ways. Ask them if they have a vision and a purpose. Ask them, what are you trying to achieve? They will tell you, I don't know, which is something that as humans before, we were all born with a purpose. As a woman and as a man, we all knew what expectations were, what our purpose was, what our mission was, what the vision is. People don't know that. They've lost that. So they've lost the resilience that naturally and subconsciously would fight against the natural bad mental health factors, like people commenting on what you look like, people commenting on your values, people threatening you, people just hating you.
It's like, you know, we have particularly within like the black culture, UK, whatever. I'll say worldwide anyway, but I'll say just people that we interact. Culturally, we try to we age shame. I don't even know why they always try to age.
Oh yeah.
Like it make, because if I start age shaming women, like it's very easy to age shame women. It's actually
easier.
It's easier. We start talking about your eggs frying up, sizzling, and
it hurts.
yeah, you're not gonna like it. I start talking about eggs, they're not gonna like it. Yeah. But this is something that the tools they'll use. They'll try to act like a man, you know, not having kids, and try to all these things is your swimmers working. They'll try to do all of these things based upon the fact that they had no sexual discipline. And the people that tend to do this are people that are not with the original partner, so they have to say something to validate.
Yeah.
Or they'll say things like, you don't have kids, so your opinion don't matter. This is very strange to me.
Or even they'll say that's why you're able to have a car and do a podcast.
Well, that's why you don't have kids, because nobody wanted you either.
So that's the thing. You can't put the fact that you got kids and blame me for you.
But it's the not having kids, meaning that I can't comment on your kids. And this is something they use quite a lot, try to say to me, and they use it a lot on the Nalva. And I always pick them up on this, and I'll say, particularly the women that say it takes a village. When you say it takes a village, you know what it means? It means like, when we grew up, like, other people could discipline me. Like, do you get me, from the village? If my aunties, you know, your uncle, your auntie, not your auntie, uncle, you call them auntie, uncle. If they see you doing something, they can discipline, they can say something.
Yeah.
That's what it means. It takes a village, right? Yeah. But primarily with women and single mothers, when they talk about takes a village, they only care about the village when things go wrong and they want people to step in.
Yeah.
But what it means that even when things are going right, we can still comment. Even when, and this is the thing about the village, you can't just expect the protection of the village and the leadership without also the criticisms or the critique, right? So this whole takes a village mindset is perfectly fine, but it needs the whole village. So for someone like, I don't need to have kids in order for me to see the damage that the lack of parents or safeguarding is doing on a community. I don't need to have kids, bro. I got nieces and nephews that make up the community. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you?
And
I
you're
don't
a community member.
And I'm a community member, so I don't need to. When you have teenagers stabbing grown people, right? Yeah, I don't need to, because that is someone's child that's been disenfranchised and gone and done that. So the reason why we speak about this, about it takes a village mindset. So let me give you an example. When you send your child to primary school or high school, did you put was there a requirement that your teachers had kids before they taught you?
That's a good one.
That is good.
Was that ever a requirement that when you put your child into nursery,
That you have to have a child.
Yeah.
did they have to? Because a lot of times the people that are looking after the kids, they're not old, are they? They're young, right?
Yeah.
Did you put a requirement in order for this woman to look after your daughter or your son, your most trusted prize, that this person has a child? You didn't, did you? When you, the headmistress or headmaster, did you put a
They might not have children.
Traditionally, nannies that look after your kids, they never had no kids, did they?
No.
But they looked after the kids better than the parents.
But
right?
they love kids,
Okay,
claim to
cool.
love kids, and they look after
All right,
kids.
let's talk about traditional babysitting roles, which were given to younger
women.
women, teenagers. Let's be real, teenagers.
Yes.
The requirement was never put that they had kids, was there?
No.
Okay.
True.
And the reason why I want to show you this, I want to show you exactly how stupid it is when you say that to me, and I'm going to show you because all through your life, you hand and assign, the rights, of your most precious, and you have never once asked those people, what is your record? Do you have kids? No, because you didn't care about it.
No.
But you care when I want to critique something because you want to use it as something. You can't, like, and this is what I'm trying to show. And even for someone like Denava, who's very educated in the education sector and you know, deals with kids, like, that's enough. You have psychologists, that teach psychology about children that don't have kids. Like, and they will pass and be a doctor and they will teach you about your kids and they will take your kids away from you, and these people have never had no kids.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? So this whole thing, it takes a village. It really takes a village because we're all part of the village. And, you know, I don't need to have kids in order for me to understand the damage that your kids do to it.
So you basically saying, I know what you're saying. You can speak on it, even though if you haven't been through it or you don't have kids, you can still speak on it because you're part of the community.
100%. And we shouldn't be trying to be shamed or made to feel a type of way. If I don't have kids, is because I don't have kids. And if I choose not to have kids, I could say to myself that I don't want to have kids and my mission is to just help the community. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I could decide that's something I want to go and do. There's plenty of men that decide to go and do that. I could be sad out like, you know, I want to be in the church and I want to go and take that, and that's the rule. Like, so what I'm saying, I'm not valid. What monks and priests' opinions are not. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? It's stupid, bro. Don't even make no sense. But it's what people use to try to take away from your message and try to act like you're not supposed to be here. But the fact remains is this: like, we have extreme problems within the community that are affecting the mental health of men and young boys growing up. And it's time we start having these conversations. And a lot of the things that are going on in the community is because it's boys are disenfranchised. They're growing up without proper diagnosis for certain things.
Yes.
And then they've been called bad man, but they're not a bad man. They're a madman. There's a difference.
Yeah.
See, when a guy does something on the high road, he's not a bad man.
You're mad.
He's a madman because bad man ain't gonna get caught and do it on the high road. Bad man's gonna be calculated. Madman don't care that I'm a bad man. I don't care. I'll do this. But in reality, you're stupid because whatever you do, you're about to be banged up in jail for it. If you do something so brazen that you go to jail for it and you know you're not a bad boy, you're mad, you're stupid. You're actually stupid. You're not calculated. You're not thinking this thing through. You're not thinking, raw, how can we get off? You're just like, raw, a man violated me, so I'm gonna get my get back.
Yeah.
You're idiot. You're fool.
Straight.
No, you are.
No,
You're
I agree with that.
you're very stupid.
I agree with
Do you get me? You're not a bad boy. And I think we have a lot of madmen in our communities that are being been almost like, I don't know, man, elevated, man.
Like glorified. You know, I want to add to that as well because I feel like you're right. There's division in the community, age, and also even, for example, right, like when it comes to like younger teenage men, let's say younger teenage black men, right? Sometimes I feel like when I see younger black men, there's a competition because it's like, okay, this guy, I'm bigger than him, I'm taller than him, he might feel slightly intimidated, like a competition type thing. Now, I was in a gym one time, and this was a couple weeks ago, right? And I seen this guy in the gym, young, black, it looks like he's like 19. But when he sees me, he just tenses up, and he got the screw face. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let it go. Didn't really speak to him, but I spoke to him one time, and I said to him, hey man, how often you come to the gym? And he was so shocked that I saw his face. He was just like, so he took the AirPod out and he said, what do you say? And I said, how often you go to the gym? He's like, oh, I just go like twice a week, like just do my thing, innit? And I'm like, okay, have you got like a planned session? Like, do you work your legs, your abs, your arms? And he's like, no, I just come and just do what I do, innit? Like, I'm like, bro, like what you should do, you should work legs on a Monday, for example, do upper body on a Tuesday, take a rest, and then go back and do abs and lower body. And I really spoke to him, and I feel like I was speaking to him, but I could tell that interaction meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I broke the ice.
Yeah.
And I let him know it's okay. Like, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to shame you.
Yeah.
I want to see you do, like, you could be big too. Not to say I'm hench, but you could be big too. You know what I mean? Like,
I see whenever I see the young Jews especially, or whenever, like, look, this is one thing that all black people know, and it don't matter where you are in the world, innit? When you see another black, it's because that universal thing, we just nod the head or you just look at, like, I see you, unless it's one of those pagans, then you know that. You know when, but if you're in a room and it don't matter where you are in the what work setting, when you see another blackhead, they just do that thing where it's just universal, something that we go and do, innit?
Unless you're in like somewhere like Chichester, the man are different.
Yeah,
like,
they don't recognize you.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I don't know
like,
you, bro.
Yeah.
We have to diffuse it. It's something that we have, and what I need to do is, and I do this all the time. I have no problem with this. When I see another brother, I always hail him up.
Me too.
Always hail him up. Let him know I see him.
Because even in the Jamaican culture, Jamaicans, if they see any black brother, wagwan my you.
Yeah,
Bless up,
no,
king.
you hail him up.
Yeah,
even
that
if
means
they,
a lot.
bro, even if he's got a ballot, bro, I see youths in ballies all the time, man.
Yeah,
you could,
me too.
Bro.
I do the same thing. It no matter how he looks, all black.
I don't
will
care.
nod. Like, I'm not here to like be like some.
Yeah, because we're
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Like,
And that will mean a lot to them, you know? Because when I was young, when an older guy done that to me, like, he was like, yo, you
it means
good?
a lot.
It
man.
means, even if I'm having a rough day, even like, you know, I'm going through so much, just having that recognition from an older guy, just be like,
even like,
you
listen,
good.
they'll say, oh yeah, this is how it starts, but it's sent to the shop. But listen, when the olders, like, they'll say all of these things, but bro, when you're younger, innit, and the guys on the block that you can, that have the status, whatever, that recognize you.
Yeah.
Like, when they recognize you, it means a lot. It means a lot. And any man that's come up will know that it means a lot. So I'm saying to you, like, when they start and trust you in certain things, people talk about grooming, bro. Will come, like, the hood when the man them actually showed love. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about how it used to be before. Now it's all messed up. Like, they really be not looking after the kids, but there was real men that put people on, put young G's on, like, change people's lives. You get me? Don't talk about the way it is now. It's disgusting how some of these youths be getting treated. But there was a different time when man them were actually helping youths. You get me? You might say it's the wrong way, but they were actually helping, and people were because nobody was helping. Not what's kind of going on now. And it's just that thing where young men want recognition. Like, they want to be seen. And we have a job as older black men particularly, is to see them and say that in your state, you don't have to take off your belly to chat to me, bro. Like, that ain't gonna make no difference.
Acceptance.
Yeah, like, I accept you with your belly on, that's cool. Like, it doesn't make, I'm not threatened by it. Like, your hood, like, do you get me?
Do you know what I do as a girl? Similar to what you guys do. I realized some time ago, I recognized how valuable a woman's smile to a man actually is. You know?
That's valuable.
And I'll tell you why it's valuable, yeah? Because, at least with me, men find me attractive. So if I smile at a man, it's a positive thing. And I noticed there was a guy that one time he approached me in the middle of Oxford Street. He was, bless his heart, very ugly. He had like really messed up skin, whatever. But he was. And he approached me and he was really quite nice. And he asked me for my name, asked me like, how are you? He gave me an idea for a show, whatever. And then at the end of the conversation, he said, you know what? Thank you so much for being so nice to me. It's almost unbelievable that a woman as beautiful as you would ever smile at me. I was like, damn. And guess what? Every time I speak to the Mandem, I always smile. It doesn't matter. It's not because I'm interested. I don't even care about how they take it. Even if you take it as, oh my gosh, she could be interested, at least it's a plus on how you might feel about yourself. And all I had to do is smile. You know, I think that's something that is needed a lot more.
Do you know how when a woman smiles that you don't know, or just, it's one of the nicest things, because it's like when someone says hello or good morning or something, and just when you're walking, it's nice. Like, people, you do realize you can make a compliment to a woman. If I see a woman and she looks pretty, she's got nice, you know, you can compliment someone and thank you, and you go about your day. It doesn't have to follow with nothing.
No.
Yeah.
You do realize, like, people, if someone's got a nice perfume, like, it's okay to say, oh my God, you smell nice. You don't have to be like, what's your number afterwards? You go about your business. Like, you see someone, a woman that she looks really nice and she's dressed up. You can say, oh, you look really, you look really gorgeous. You look really pretty. It does not mean she's dressed up. like she probably, I'm not saying she wants to be told, but she might like no, I promise you this, if you dress up and you look good and the whole day you get ignored, you're not gonna like your day.
Yeah, you're like, what the hell?
Like you're not dressing up to get moved to,
Yeah.
but you're not dressing up to get ignored either.
Ignored, yeah.
To
Yeah,
get
yeah,
me.
yeah.
So I'm saying to you, like, and it's human nature. All of us like to be recognized, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go around for things for recognition. I literally just do. But then when I get recognized for things, I don't know. It's nice because I don't ask for it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is so lovely.
Yeah, like I don't actually ask for
Yeah.
it. I just go about my life, do what I'm doing.
It makes you even happier when people could do it out of their own
Yeah.
will without
Yeah.
any
Like-
for no reason. The no reason sort of acknowledgements are the best.
Even yeah, shout out to the Policy UK Pop the Balloon show. But even like the reaction from it, and people haven't even seen it. Like my sister, what was filming earlier, my sister was like, "Oh my god, you're so, like, I didn't know you could present. Like you're so good. Like you were so good. So many people have said you're so good in doing something, and I can't." Yeah, big up my editor. Yeah, no, but the editor can't make me a better. You know what I'm saying? He was there after, but he's like, "Yo, he did AI." No, but that felt nice for more
Yeah.
people to say you need to do more of this. Like we're
Yeah.
seeing more. It felt nice because of how nervous I was in the sense of doing something I haven't done, and then also like putting it out there.
Yeah.
And then the views banging, and then the comments. It's like all the things that
Yeah, I didn't see one comment about your presenting. Not one.
Yeah.
You was on point,
You was
bro.
really-
But-
yeah.
You was a natural, man.
But and that means a lot to me, bro, because that's even me going along a different avenue. So I'm growing. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I'm seeing myself, and then like sometimes people can't see you until you show them you. They only know what they've seen based upon what they've seen. But there's way more to me than what you're seeing.
And when it's acknowledged positively,
Yeah.
it's good. Isn't it?
Yeah. So when people can, acknowledge the fact that like you can actually present, like you can actually do this, like you did a show, and the comments and just interaction and knowing what we even got more to come, it gives me a better feeling because I'm like, yo, we went over like 400 subscribers in a day. We hit like thousands, like
Hup, hup, hup,
you know what I mean? But it's testimony to. Because people ain't gonna subscribe to something that's dead.
No.
Like, do you get me?
True.
And you know what's crazy? Sorry to cut you off. And you know what the craziest thing is? So I went through a very dark period of my life to look into depression, right? And when I looked into it, I understood, there's the emotional side of it, but it's a biochemical phenomenon, actually. And you can hack it by doing things that then increase the hormones that will get rid of the imbalance, right?
True.
And one of the things that I found to be the most mind-blowing thing, but then that made me so upset about people is that even you giving someone a compliment, you praising somebody increases your own happiness hormones, I'm very nice to people sometimes and I give them compliments for free, sometimes not even for them. I'll do it for myself. You see? So there's too much win-win situations when it comes to you uplifting somebody for you to kind of give them a seed of positivity. Say, wow, your show was sick. Like you do that to me all the time. I don't think you understand how gassed I get. But what it does to you as well inside to be able to freely give a compliment is even stronger than what you do for me,
Yeah, that's a fact. I agree with that because I do the same thing because there was something that I read that said, you just doing 5 things for good things for somebody 5 times in a day increases dopamine and it helps make you feel better. Like for me personally, like I get a spark when I give people compliment because I feel like I'm making a positive impact.
Exactly.
Or anything I do, any opportunity I get, shout out to 50-50. But anything, even this, I'm blessed. It's like I could be, out, making money or whatever. But
Thanks
this
for
is
pulling up, man. I appreciate it, man.
no worries. This is a great, this is a great moment.
Yeah.
And I feel like just these, like talking about mental health, like, this could change somebody's way of thinking and way of life. So we're leaving a positive impact in a different way. And that makes me feel, that gives me a boost. I'm not getting paid, but it's like inside I'm getting paid.
You feel good because you understand that the value that it puts out there. So you've actually
You make a change.
You've made a change, and it's about you being able to control something that otherwise would be uncontrollable. You cannot control how other people act, but when you give them a compliment, inevitably you've controlled how they feel.
Yeah.
Inevitably, it's impossible for you to give somebody a compliment and be like, even if they say, no, I don't really feel that good inside, they're like, oh wow.
No,
You know?
Think.
100%.
No, same. Because obviously, with my job, I'm posting a lot and stuff like that. So when I go to events and there's so many girls that come to me like, oh my god, I follow you. Oh my god, like I've seen your posts, I've seen your reels. Like you look so pretty, stuff like that. It makes me want to do it more. The next day, I'll get up even earlier and I'm just like planning the day. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I love it.
You know, another thing as well, like, because I do stand up comedy, and like a lot of people, let's just say in London, a lot of people are stushed to press the like button. They'll see your video, they'll like it, they won't comment. No, they won't like it, they won't comment, but they'll see you and they'll be like, that shit was funny as fuck. I'm like, why you didn't like the post though?
Like the post, man. Stop hating on my boy, man.
No,
Like the
it's
post,
true.
man. Why you
But
like the post?
people
man?
do that all the time. Or if,
do,
after the show I perform, they come up to me like, yo, that shit made my day. You know what I mean? That right there, that made my week. Those are the moments that make me feel good, because I'm like, what, that? Like,
It's true.
I just wrote that joke today. Like, you know what I mean?
I think, yeah, man. Like, I think.
How long do we have left? Because I want to. I remembered something that I want to bring to the table. One thing that is worrying me a lot when it comes to men's mental health is the mental health of the young boys. And by that I mean is boys that have not yet even reached puberty of become men. They are now being shamed into the even future of masculinity that they have not yet experienced. I'll tell you why. And I'm going to speak on this. I'm sure my sister's going to be happy. My nephew has got into trouble in school. And you know why? Because he's on TikTok and all these things, and he came across the word Sigma, and he searched the word Sigma. And then immediately the school picked that up. Instead of saying, okay, why did you look for the word Sigma? What's going on? Like, what is in getting those thoughts into your mind, or what is happening?
Yeah.
Immediately they labeled him an incel.
Oh.
Imagine, he's not even hit puberty yet.
Oh.
An incel, and saying that he's displaying behavior that is that resembles toxic masculinity. And this is something that is happening at younger and younger ages. I am more scared for the future of men than even what you guys are dealing with right now, because men are now being shunned, they're being suppressed, and they're being shamed
talk about
from
it.
younger.
So, Sigma.
How old was he?
He's 12.
12.
12.
Okay, so you probably heard some of the terms alpha male, beta male,
Yeah.
Male in the middle.
Sigma might not have heard before, but the alpha male tends to be the one that they've
That they
they've
label.
coined. Let me quickly. Sigma male definition. Sigma male is an internet slang term originating in the manosphere that describes a solitary, independent, and self-reliant man who operates outside traditional social hierarchies, often seen as a lone wolf. So the Sigma is more like a lone wolf. Alpha male
Very
is
stoic.
alpha male is the leader of a pack. The alpha male, and beta
Dominant.
beta male. Well, yeah,
It's the beta.
it's the beta.
Bitch nigga.
So it's interesting to me, these phrases, manosphere, Sigma, and toxic masculinity. I think the reason why they did that due to the Netflix.
Oh, the
series,
adolescence show.
Adolescence.
Oh, I heard about it.
Oh,
I haven't
that
watched
was
it,
good.
but I haven't.
Spoiler alert. Let me tell you about that story. And this is how then you see the imbalance towards girls and boys. So the boy, I'm not saying that what the boy did was correct. He killed a girl. He stabbed a young girl. I think she was in his year, or at least she was in his school. She stabbed him. But when he went to do the research, how did he get to that stage?
Yeah.
He got to that stage because she used to bully him online, calling him an incel, basically calling him a loser. And one time when she had a bad experience, he tried to reach out to her and tried to connect with her, and she rejected him and was quite mean about it. And then out of anger, he reacted and did all of this. Now, what he did is completely wrong. But when are we going to look at the hands of the other counterpart that is causing certain situations to happen, which will never happen, because now anything that happens with men is toxic masculinity, or you're weak.
Toxic masculinity doesn't exist, and the reason why I have to say that is because masculinity isn't toxic. Masculinity is built the modern world. Masculinity is what protects. When women talk about, oh, men used to go to war, that is masculinity. So when you attach toxicity to masculinity, what it aims to do is it tries to deem that masculinity can be toxic. It's not. Whatever that is, it is not masculinity.
It's just toxic.
Just like if a woman there's not toxic femininity or toxic feminism. It really is just feminism and toxic women within it. If we start attaching it to it, we're trying to attach to masculinity. And then we'll talk about positive masculinity. Masculinity is positive. Masculinity protects. Masculinity provides.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That is masculinity. Do you get me? Masculinity fights for what it is. But what they're pushing is masculinity doesn't stab a woman.
Yeah.
That is not masculinity.
That's not. No.
That is not masculinity.
Yeah, you can't even. That's a fact. So yeah, I agree with that. That's not masculinity, so it's not toxic masculinity. You know what I mean? That is just something completely
That
separate.
is just a mental health issue.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But you have
I
to be
agree with
careful
that.
with that. So here's the thing: incel. What does incel mean? Now, incel actually means involuntary celibate. incel, celibate, incel. Yeah. So what they trying to make reference to the school shooters or these guys that kill, but essentially boys that have been X'd out of the sexual marketplace. Women don't see them. So when we speak about the men that you don't see, these are what they talk about. The guys the guys that are lining up for Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips. Yeah? The men you don't see, because why would they be lining up? If you saw them, they wouldn't have to. Do you understand? But there's a whole group of men you don't see, and for any reason, these men have become disenfranchised, and now these men have become, abusive women. They have a huge disdain for women. Okay, and they actually want to hurt women. All right. So this is what an incel is. So the involuntary celibate means women don't want to sleep with them because they have no choice but to be celibate. It's not voluntary celibate, it's involuntary. That's where it comes from. Social media has tried to attach incel to anything where a man deems to say anything about women or has a contradiction for women. All of a sudden now you're an incel. So when women start to use buzzwords that they don't understand, I just challenge them and they don't know what it means. The problem with things like adolescence is that a lot of people are watching. I even heard Keir Starmer would want to use it and implement it in schools and talk about. Can you imagine? If you had to have a fictional, loosely based on a true story series on Netflix as a reason why you're going to start teaching, no, it's become dangerous. It's very dangerous because young boys have been taught that it's not good to be a young boy anymore. Being a young boy is toxic, It's toxic masculinity. Do you understand? You're about to teach boys who are not even adolescents already. This is a war on masculinity. There's a war on your young boys. Do you understand? When you start teaching young boys that being masculine and being a man, there's something, you're supposed to be raising them to be men and to be strong. And when you have, and this is what they keep talking about, like they don't want strong men. I saw on TV the other day, they're trying to push why it's okay to paint your nails. Now, I need to ask you women, do you want men that paint their nails?
I don't.
Because I see Drake be painting his nails and doing little Hello Kitties because they're saying toxic masculinity now is if you don't paint your nails. Hold on.
Oh, you're not masculine enough because you don't accept yourself. Because what's wrong with the man painting his nails? Because if you're a man, you won't care.
So now look at the man.
Matching nails, you go on a date with someone, you match your nails, and that's crazy.
Same nail tech.
Nah, that's wild.
What do you feel about that?
What about manicures and pedicures? Is that okay?
No, that's nice.
That's cool.
Self-care.
Right.
That's self-care.
Or you be getting manicures?
No, but I'm saying that stuff is. I haven't got it, but I'm saying that stuff. But you can't be putting a gloss on it.
No,
hell no.
See, I like a man that's manly, that looks manly, and is like dresses nice and. Yeah, that nail polish is nice.
Do you know why I don't like the idea of a man wearing nail polish? Let's keep this at a very simple and basic concept. As far as I'm concerned, I think that a man, one of the man's gift is the fact that he's physically superior, which means that as a man, your hands are more equipped to do labor. If you got your nails done and you are a man's man, your nails are going to be chipped all the time. There's no point. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're a man, don't do it because your nails are going to be chipped. If your nails are not chipped as a man, that means you're doing a soft job. You're living a soft life as a man, which is not a good thing.
That's crazy.
You know, it's funny you say that because I was dating someone and she said my hands were too soft when I touched her. She said
they are not soft.
They're not soft. They've
like
got a
10
good
years
size.
ago.
You're all right.
Okay. Why would you let me feel it then if it was you were talking about 10 years ago?
He just wanted a touch.
Yeah,
That's all.
that's what it But I got calluses.
But that's good because it shows that you use your hands. Your hands as a man.
Yeah, that's
your hands shouldn't be
hands.
soft.
Yeah.
The same way a girl's feet shouldn't be rough.
My hands are straight from the gym. They're not soft hands.
Yeah, you can't have some because it's either you're lacking strength or you're lacking hard work.
Yeah.
So you're saying a man can't wear gym gloves?
You can wear gym gloves, but even if you
callus.
even if you wear gym gloves, it's inevitable.
There you go.
Your hands.
Friction.
Listen, exactly. Your hands tell a story, and as a man, if your hands are telling a soft story, I need to look into why, because it means that you've not actually, explored your masculinity enough. Because if you did, you'd be more active, more physical, more labor.
They say they care about men's mental health, and actually saying your hands are too soft. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Man,
It's
they
wild.
just can't win.
It's
Why
wild.
would your hands be soft though?
Because maybe I work on computers.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
So if
Not
you
every
work on
man is a
computers
carpenter,
as a man,
you know.
don't you have any of the hobbies that will remind you that you're a man, or you just sit down on the computer all day?
Interesting. So I'm not a man unless I do what?
You are not a man if you're not even equipped to be able to protect anything. Try and go do something. If you can protect your hands.
No, but
stop.
I'm saying, let's say I work on computers, yeah, and I built an app in it. I make multi-millions in it, yeah. I'm not doing what you're saying, in it, but I can go pay someone to do that. Does that make me less than a man?
And I'll tell you what.
If I don't change the tire, does that make me less
How
than a
many
man?
of
But you
these?
pay someone else to do it.
Yeah, blood.
Look at the.
Because you got the cash.
No.
Yeah.
Look at the beauty of it. Like, this is fantastic. So a great. I'm sure, I haven't checked the stats, but I'm sure that if we check the stats, a great majority of incels will fit a certain demographic of men, right? Usually, those are the men that are not active also in masculine activities. So there's nothing wrong with you paying for people to do stuff, but how you feel as a man,
What's
money
a masculine
cannot
activity?
change. A masculine
I was gonna
activity
ask
is
that.
something that will get your adrenaline going. So you have the feeling of have adrenaline rush, whether it's
Creating an
sport.
app might
Yeah,
boost
get my
his
adrenaline,
adrenaline.
Yeah,
He's making-
listen,
or
that's
he might
okay,
be,
but
he might be investing in cryptocurrency.
okay, so
you know?
Yeah,
so
that
physical
shit
activity.
definitely make your adrenaline go up. And
Physical activity, imagine this. Physical activity is one of the largest contributors to you getting out of depression.
Yes.
Okay?
100%.
If you're not physically active, there will be
And also
something
dating
wrong
women which
inevitably.
Don't
So
contribute to it.
you as a man, if you're not physically active, you don't have activities beyond a computer, you're going to feel some
Oh,
type of
she's
way by
talking
yourself,
about T
consciously or
levels,
subconsciously.
testosterone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is where a lot of men are going wrong as well, because they're also not understanding. For me to be a man, it takes more than to have money in my pocket.
What does it take?
It takes for you to actually really understand, okay, I have expectations and I have a biological role. This is beyond societal roles. As a man, you are born and you are this way for a reason in comparison to women, for a reason, okay? Which means that if you are not doing activity, physical activity, if you're not subconsciously reminding yourself that you are capable of fulfilling your role, you will fall into depression. If you are not subconsciously aware that you can't even fit those shoes, women are not going to respect you. It's normal. This is what I'm saying. It comes from within. If men are not actually engaging with what it means to be a man, they will forever be depressed. They'll forever be feeling displaced, because depression comes from you not feeling accepted by your true self. You are living in a mask of who you're meant to be. That's what it actually is.
What advice would you give to men then?
Me? Oh, go on.
Because you say you're empath, right? You care about men's mental health, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of it. Like,
What do you mean? You're giving someone advice? What?
like, wait, what? Giving someone advice?
Yeah, like I wanna.
I don't know, because like, I'm listening to what you're saying, I agree. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like my mindset's so old-fashioned.
I wanna hear
It's
it.
very old-fashioned. Like, I want to be a housewife.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm going to be called a pick-me, so there is. But, like, I don't know. My mindset's
Don't you want to
so...
get picked by your husband?
Yeah, and I want my husband to... Like, I don't need someone rich, but I want someone that's financially stable for children and to be able to, like,
Serious?
provide for... Yeah, serious. Like, I don't want a rich... I don't want someone like that, I can't lie, because that... Money and personality is hard to find together. But it is. So money changes people.
What if he has like two or three kids?
I can't.
You don't do baby
Personally, I feel like because you're always going to be attached to that mum. And she's always going to come first in some sense because she literally made that child for you.
daddy. Okay.
And I can't do that. But I appreciate it. And like, I always appreciate a baby mum. It's hard. Like, I appreciate that. But personally, I couldn't be with someone that has kids.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be a stepmom. Which is hard because there's some great single dads. There really
There's
is.
some great single mums out there too.
There is. No, both. There is.
You know what they got to do? They got to date each other.
They do.
And leave us
Why
single
don't
people
they?
alone.
Why don't they?
Because no,
Why do they
because
not?
I
because
second
women
that.
because
I
women
second
women
that.
don't want to do other women. That's why.
Yeah.
I second
Like,
that.
what?
And men like fresh wombs, I guess. They
Cool.
keep
The
going
Same
for
thing
it.
I was saying about the imbalance. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So we've spoken about men's mental health today. Like, to be fair, we started men's mental health. I don't know where we ended up.
Yeah.
Together.
We went everywhere.
we went all around the houses, man. But one thing I do know is it's important for men to speak.
100%.
And I may not champion men crying to women or speaking to women. I speak about having, if you're lucky enough to have a mother or sisters like I do, then you're fortunate enough to have that, but not everyone has that. But you should try to have a network of friends or even close boys that you can, one or two people that can check you and make sure you're okay. If you're fortunate enough to have, some men have relationships with women where they can really open up to her and say things. And for those people that have that, man, that's amazing, man. Big you up. And I'm not going to tell you not to stop doing what was been working for you. Do you get me? Like, no, like, you carry on because it's been working for you up to this point. But I do think that us as men, regardless of of how we want to see it. There are societal expectations from us, relationship expectations from us, and it's a lot easier to be like, look, we can just cry about it. But in reality, no one cares when men cry. Studies have been proven, has shown that, you know, and I think part of speaking about men's mental health is saying that we should just start talking more. And if you end up crying to one of your boys, then you end up crying to one of your boys. That's what it is.
But at least you talked.
But at least you started talking first, and we should be creating spaces where people can feel as if they can talk and argue some of the points as well. And the last show that I did, we had, you know, it was a full male panel on here, and I said that was important, that I wanted to have a couple women on as well that you know, advocates and you know had some stuff to say on men's mental health, and specifically as we're content creators and we're all out in this space, and obviously you Mr. 50-50, Mr. going viral right now, and it's going to continue to go because we got more shows to come out. You know, so I thought it was quite important. That
I'm looking forward to like the future episodes as well. I want to see the other contestants, you know what I mean, coming up and see what they got to say, because I feel like a lot of people's got things to say, especially in the UK scene. The dating scene is
hard.
different.
Mad one.
So guys, before
Especially my age.
guys, we're about to round up the end of the show. So just I want you just to give a piece of advice to a man that's going out there that's struggling with his mental health, or you know, just feeling slightly low. What would you say to that person, Denalva?
I would say find a community that has several purposes, okay? That would mean join a sports club, join a martial arts club, all of these places where you're going to be around people that have got a purpose within that space, but then also who are trained to help you get better. And it doesn't mean that they're trying to help you get better mentally, but just the fact that they're trying to help you get better at something is going to start hacking all of those happiness hormones. You're going to be okay. Men, get active and find a group of Mandem that can help you do something better.
So, just let people know where they can find you at.
Denalva, Miss Denalva everywhere. If you know my name, you know where to find me. Come on.
Missy.
Obviously, I'm a sporty girl. So definitely I'd have to add on to that. I feel like a healthy body is a healthy mind. You can your mindset. Do you know what? Even me, when I've been at my lowest, I got diagnosed with depression at 12. And I've had so many years within sports, studying it, doing it. The only thing that's ever made me feel better is going and doing something. Whether it was joining a cheerleading team at uni.
Are you still clinically depressed, or are you out of it now?
Not clinically, but I do have days where sometimes it's really hard for me to get out of. And luckily for me, I have really close family.
Yeah.
And they're always there for each other, no matter what. Like, even if it's a text or a call, I can rely on my sisters, my mom, even my dad. Like, I can rely on them. I know not everyone has that.
Yes.
And I'm always that friend. I feel like my DM's always open to anyone, that if you want someone to talk to, I'm always there. I've had loads of girls message me before with issues.
Yeah.
Because I've always made it clear.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, I don't want to talk too much. But I want to say thank you as well. Like, today's made me... I already thought I knew a lot about men's mental health, but hearing it actually loud and hearing like what we have to say and you guys like saying what you need to say as well, is really opened my eyes to some things. And how I'm actually... Yeah, I've learned a lot, I think.
No, thank you very much, brother. And
So I appreciate
you've
it,
definitely given let people know where they can find you at social.
Oh yeah, my Instagram is thelifeofe_SNK. I pretty much only use that. I don't really use TikTok as much.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
just Insta.
Mr. 50-50.
50-50.
Our comedian, our resident comedian.
And if you down, go to the gym. Do some press ups. Nah, I'm joking.
I was
That's
like,
not gonna cut it.
I was like, yeah, it kind of works a little bit.
Done.
I feel like, because I went through depression a few years ago as well, and it's a weird. I saw this video where it was somebody that was, you know, like that glue that gets stuck to you. It's like this sticky glue, right? And it's black, and the guy's trying to get off this glue, but the glue is just stuck to the ground, and he can't get. That's what depression feels like.
Yes.
That's what it felt like for me, in a dark place, couldn't get out. But just like you were saying, for one, the one thing that helped me was being around other people. Because when you're by yourself and you're depressed, that's the worst.
Yes.
You're just there with your thoughts. You feel like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
You got to be around with people. This is going to sound cliche, but try and find a job or something to
Cliche, bro.
It makes
Productivity
Makes
makes you
sense.
happy, actually.
yeah, like just
Get
getting
busy.
out, yeah, like having a routine,
Make
and
yourself feel get some worth.
yeah, like feel fulfilled because you know you do a good day's work and you come back, you feel refreshed, and now you can start that day again. So I feel like, yeah, like you were saying, be around people, get a job, of course, go to the gym and find passion and purpose, and be around your loved ones as well because
Yes.
they will support you.
Bro, let them know where they can find you out on socials, bro.
Yeah, Levi the comedian, Levi like Levi Roots, Levi Jeans, but Levi the comedian, TikTok, Instagram, Medea. Yeah, man.
Big thank you to Levi, big thank you to Miss E over there, and a big thank you to Danava. So guys, like that's some really good advice. And I'll just go in from saying what they said. Like, yeah, each and every one of these my guests today have for me have definitely given me something to think about as well. Definitely brought a lot of value. I know people that are watching this are going to get a lot of value from it as well. I have to come and hit them with a disclaimer. If you've been affected by any of the issues that we've spoken about today, then definitely slide in
Reach
the
out.
reach out.
We're
man.
gonna hear it in the comments anyway.
Yeah,
don't worry.
like in the comments, the DMs are open. Yeah, definitely do that. And I just want to say, as a man and as the Mandems Voice, I think this is what needs to be happening. And shout out to all the women out there as well that have signposted men towards me for this. I appreciate it. I didn't realize as many women would do that, but there are a lot of women that are in tune with men's mental health, and they are not the types of women that are on social media that are in the comments that are calling men out. So for the men that do feel safe that no one is there, there clearly are people that want to help as well, not just men. Yeah, my name is China. I'm the Mandems Voice. If you like the video, of course you like the video, man. Just like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel, turn notification bell so you never miss an upload. And we are out. Big thank you to my guests. Oh,
Hey!
50-50.
Oh my God.
50.
Oh, this was good.
Wait,
50,
sit down.
50.
Wait, guys.